shot.
The Mariners took game one of their four-game series against the Astros. Julio Rodriguez hit a home run to the train tracks in that 3-1 win. Seattle's 8th consecutive win against Houston. Game 2 tonight, 5:10 p.m. with a 4 p.m. pregame show. OKC beat the Lakers last night to advance to the Western Conference Finals. But while LeBron won't be moving on, most of the spotlight following this game was on him and his future. He left it up in the air post-game, telling reporters bluntly, "I don't know what the future holds for me."
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
Here's the 0-2. Swung on, that's crushed. Left field, ain't no doubter. It's on its way. It is gone. Over the Crawford boxes, off the wall, Julio. A no-doubt solo smash. I think he almost put that through the wall. The Mariners lead 3-0.
An absolute bomb from Julio, and thank goodness that second half Julio appears to be here in May, Bump. An absolutely phenomenal outing from him. And look, we will get to, yes, Cal Raleigh didn't have a hit. We do want to also talk about pitching, which was great. Some good stuff about Andres Munoz. But I think we should start with Julio, who is looking just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, forget the first half Julio sucks kind of takes that people have. Right now he's raking.
He's doing his thing, and it's weird because we focus so much on what Cal isn't doing. Whatever negative happens, we seem to kind of zone in on that, while quietly Julio's been putting together a nice first half of the season. In this month alone, all right, he only has one game this month without a hit. You got 10 games. In May, he's slashing 350, 381, 775 OPS and 1,156. 5 multi-hit games, 7 RBIs in 10 games, 5 home runs in 10 games, and a home run in each of the last 3 series. My man is doing it. So that's a positive. And that's what teammates are supposed to do. I wrote in our show sheet, I said, well, Julio is Batman, and now Cal is Robin, when really Naylor's probably Robin, but Cal's trying to work just to get up to Robin status. But this is a team sport. That's what you're supposed to do when your dog is struggling. And we know Cal is struggling because if you look at X and Facebook and IG and all that good stuff, people are on his head when he's like, 36, something like that.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's bad. He's almost tied Kelnick. Although I will say, I know we'll get to it later, he stung that last fly out. Or just a liner out to right.
Yeah, he just got lucky. Old boy got a good jump on it. Yeah. I thought for sure that was a base hit.
Me too. It sounded good.
And he was going to be just okay. And all right, give that to Cal. But no, this is what Julio. This is what we have been waiting for Julio to do for the past 4 or 5 seasons. Glad that he's in a nice groove right now.
Earlier, Jeff Passan was talking with Brock and Salk. This was back in March about kind of when to judge Julio's season.
I think that's reasonable. And if Julio Rodriguez plays well 5 out of 6 months, the Mariners are going to be really good.
Oh, well, again, like Bump said, we're still waiting for Cal. But one of those Mariners is showing up right now, Julio Rodriguez. From Just Baseball, Julio's numbers through May 11th in each of his seasons, you can see a struggling early Julio. In 2023, hitting 205. Last year, hitting 228. Right now, he's hitting 274, 790 OPS, 127 WRC+. That is the best start through May 11th he has had in his entire career. And that includes a really strong 2024 hitting 247. Last year, WRC+ was 106, but this is by far the best he's looked.
Yeah, it is. And right on time, because this is the worst that Cal Raleigh has looked. So for this team to stay afloat and keep fighting with their neighbors, their neighborhood, the AL West, you're going to need Julio to perform like this. And look, I was looking at the power numbers. Luke Raley's hitting the crap out the football, the baseball right now. Like he is squaring it up, man. So you got Julio doing his thing. Naylor didn't have the greatest game yesterday. Got unlucky with 1 or 2. But you got guys like a Rosarena stepping up for a little bit. You got Luke doing his thing as well. The bottom of the order, Young came through with a hit. So, listen, it's not the ideal situation. You would love for Rodriguez and Kyle and Naylor to be just raking all together. Eventually it will happen. But the most important thing, your pitching looked good last night. You up 3, or you won that game 3-1. And you did what we thought you were supposed to do against the Astros.
Well, and these guys, Julio and Cal, can be streaky. I get that that's really annoying for people, right? Like, they don't have top of the market contract. They're both amazing players, but like, you don't have the Dodgers payroll. I'm sorry, you're going to have some weaknesses on your payroll. And one of yours is that your best bats, while at times can look like MVPs, can other times drive you crazy. Trevor May, this was back with us talking about the M's offense being streaky.
I'll be honest, this has been a critique, I think, of them for as long as I can remember, but especially last few years, especially with some successes. The offense can get a little bit anemic at times and streaky. Streaky is the word I like to use because it's the producers in this lineup tend to be streaky, namely, Cal Raleigh and Julio Rodriguez. When they're hot, they are the best hitters on the game, and when they are cold, they are the opposite. So I think that's something we are seeing.
Yeah, one's hot, one's cold right now, but if Cal's able to get this thing turned around, and at this point, a single's fine, they're not going to have him bunt. Like anything. You know what? I'll take walks. It doesn't have to be a home run. It doesn't even have to be a double. Just anything would be encouraging, because the longer this hitless streak goes, the more kind of you have this like New York media feeling super validated. Yeah. And Curtis pointed it out, but people just looking for like clickbaity, low-hanging fruit type posts. Talking Baseball wasted, and I love Talking Baseball, wasted no time in getting that graphic ready of Cal being 0 for 34 yesterday, obviously. But again, felt encouraged by some of his ABs. Once he gets going, and I think he will, if Julio can keep this up, Trevor May's right. This is a team that can rattle off several wins in a row and get really hot, which is what they need to dig themselves out.
That's who they've always been, a streaky team. They're going to win 4 in a row, then drop 2, win 3 in a row, then drop 1. Like, this is their profile. This is who they've been. And the reason why they've been able to be streaky and have some type of success is because of what they got on the mound. Because for the most part, your 5 guys in that rotation, when healthy, one of the best in the game. When healthy, the bullpen, with the stank they got coming out of there, with Bizarro looking good as of late. Munoz, so glad to see him conquer Jordan last night. And Brash is healthy. And then, man, it's crazy because at the beginning of last season, I'm like, who is Vargas? Like, why? What's going on? And now I'm like, where is Vargas? He could help this bullpen right now. So, yeah, and you got Ferrer who's out on leave. Good for you. Congratulations. When healthy, the streakiness of this team works because of what they can do on the mound. So let's just hope that Cal gets a hit tonight. He can get that monkey off his bat. His first AB we were talking about in the sports bit looked horrible, but then I felt like he got better and better. He's just chasing that first pitch, man. If I'm any pitcher right now, I'm throwing a heater high because he will swing at that thing. He's chasing it. So hopefully he calms himself down and starts contributing offensively.
Yeah, we had Ryan Divish on with us yesterday who said exactly that, where he was like, he was talking to guys and they were saying that Cal, when he was seeing fastballs, was just jumping on it, and you put pressure on yourself and you see it and you just get it, jump all over it, and that they were too high. So yeah, in terms of like how pitchers figured him out, well, yeah, if you do that, he's chased and then he can't get good contact. Did not lay off of those early, so it felt really frustrating. I was watching, thinking of what Ryan told us, going like, oh, this isn't good. This isn't encouraging. He's still not laying off of those. Yeah. And then the final 2 outs I thought were more encouraging. Yeah. And I still remember Alex. We're going to be talking with Alex Mayer later on in the show for the dugout. But when Cal had his slow start to start the season, Alex was saying it's at least good news when a guy like Cal, who puts the ball in the air more than anyone else last year, is hitting flyouts. And I know that sounds like you're just kind of, making excuses, but there are types of encouragement from players who are struggling that's better than others. Yeah. Someone grounding out, whiffing, you know what I mean, looking completely lost, which Cal has at times, is bad. Flying out, a hard hit liner, that's at least some contact. Yeah. I'll take it. So yeah. And then again, I don't agree. 425 says Cal's a man chasing records. I don't think so. Nah. I don't think so anymore. I mean, maybe earlier you kind of feel like, man, I couldn't be stopped last year. Like, I don't even know how I did it, but I got 60 home runs. I'm just going to do. Yeah, you probably have to adjust your mindset, but he's talked on the record. And again, we talked with Ryan yesterday, who said he's not even thinking about that anymore. You're just trying to like do anything you can.
I don't think he was thinking about it last year until maybe 3 quarters into the season. Like, all right, maybe I can get this. I don't think players go out chasing records. Like Jason, for instance, I don't think he went out and said, I want I'm going to get the all-time receiving record. There comes a point where you start looking at things and saying, all right, maybe it's within reach. You want to go out and just be the best you can be, the best at your position. So, unless you're like an 18-year veteran and I need 100 more hits to eclipse this guy. At this point of Cal's career, and especially at this point of the season, he's just like, let me put the ball in play, dear God. I'm not worried about no dang records at this point.
He has said in interviews that I've read that Edgar tells them, like, at all times, you just try to hit, a ball into center field. But his swing is also kind of like engineered to hit home runs. So if you see a guy whiff and it looks like he's swinging out of his shoes, it doesn't just mean he's going for the home run. Like, look, Cal's got kind of like that windmill swing, man. Like, it's just, it's why he put the ball in the air so much last year. It's just, it doesn't always mean he's trying to get home runs. But also, even if at times he's kind of a 3 true outcome guy that's like, all right, that's kind of what he's here for.
Yep.
He's a power hitting catcher. So I don't think he's in a streak because he's only trying to hit home runs. I think he's in a streak because he's desperate to do something and is making bad swing decisions.
Yeah. I don't think he's sitting there saying, I got to hit 62 this year.
Let's talk about pitching, because I said, it's really, really encouraging. Julio's raking, if he's playing like an MVP, suddenly this is exactly what your club needed, and it is worth starting the show with saying, oh, my God, Julio is second half Julio in May, and that's a good thing. But I thought it was really encouraging what we saw. Kirby's had an amazing start, but you said it from Munoz yesterday.
Yeah, I think Munoz, he just he conquered a beast, right? You give up that single to Altuve, and I'm thinking, worst case scenario, Jordan goes yard here, and Munoz has just those demons in his head. But he doesn't. He gets him to chase on something low and in, then he gets him to chase on something high and out. And he brought that heat. There was one throw. I knew as soon as it left his hands, it wasn't touching the zone. He put so much force into that thing. I think it reached like 101. But, yeah. That was more mental than anything for myself, too, when it comes to believing in Munoz and him really looking at one of the best hitters in the game and going toe-to-toe with him. When he could have drove one or hit a bomb and tied the ball game up, and it would have been different. So, yes, I felt great for Munoz. And you saw the emotion after that. He's like, yeah, let's get him and Bizardo. We're juiced.
Yeah.
Juiced after their strikeouts.
This is what Munoz said on the field after the game.
Yes, feel good. Feel good. That is a pitch that I've been working in a lot. I know at some point maybe I'm going to need it, so I just going to keep working in different types of pitches and go there and attack with my best.
Pitching question was that changeup to get out Yordan Alvarez. So I think fans really needed to see this. I think fans and the team needed a win. Bump, how much of like bad vibes? Yesterday I said something feels like it's missing with this team. How much can be fixed just by winning?
Winning cures all. Winning fixes all. Winning helps teammates have better relationships. Winning brings confidence to a team, and that's what one does. Now, you got one. I'm greedy. Let's get another one. I asked for 3 out of 4 in this series, and it's very possible. But it was nice to see them grind one out, too. I mean, it wasn't an easy one. You went 3-1. You left some on base. Probably missed some plays that you could have made defensively. But end of the day, look at the scoreboard, 3-1.
Quickly, before we get to headline rewrites, one more check-in with this series. Kirby went yesterday. Curtis, what are we looking at today? Are there opportunities for this offense to keep getting hot?
Oh, yeah. You want to know who's on the mound for Houston today?
I sure do.
Old Tetsuya Imai, last time he was out
Let's
there,
go.
walked a million Mariners. And so hopefully that continues. I believe Imai has not made a start since that
atrocious
outing, yeah, a month ago, April 10th here in Seattle. And then Brian Wu going opposite of him. Wu coming off of probably his best start of the season, where he went, 6 shutout against the Braves, struck out 9. So hopefully what we saw yesterday continues, and hopefully Imai continues to not adjust well to the American style of baseball, because that was like his whole thing is like, I'm uncomfortable with
the mound. Let's hope the mound is better.
And then like the post game eating stuff. Like, I don't understand that either. So.
Let's hope. You know what, Cal? Don't swing.
Yeah. Put the bat on your shoulders. Leave it there.
Take a few steps back. Stretch. Just draw a walk here. That's a win. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump Stacy.
Headline number one, you can cross another team off the Seahawks season opener as the Chiefs will open their 2026 season against the Broncos on Monday Night Football. The site of that game still TBD. What's the real headline?
At this point in the offseason, you could probably talk me into watching a Jarrett Stidham versus Justin Fields game. I'll take it. I'll take Titans-Jets right now. I will schedule my night around it.
I just want football. I don't care who's playing out there.
It doesn't matter.
I just want to see them line up. I want the pads cracking. I want the chirpers chirping. I want the tacklers tackling. I want the receivers making big
Receiving.
plays. Yeah, I need all of that. So, yeah, it don't matter to me, but it feels like it's coming into shape. We're starting to see what everyone is talking about. And, yeah, let's get it.
I know the joke is that I'm so desperate for football that I would watch Jarrett Stidham start for Patrick Mahomes. Does the Chiefs opening their season in primetime make you think that Patrick Mahomes may actually be ready to go, or that they're optimistic he can?
I think they're optimistic.
Giving them a primetime in week 1?
Yeah, they're optimistic. They wouldn't do that if they didn't feel like Pat Mahomes was ahead of schedule. And that's what we're hearing, is that he is ahead of schedule. Andy Reid spoke to the media, a week or two ago, and it feels good about it. Don't rush him back, because he is the face of this NFL. But, yeah, this is a just-in-case type of scheduling.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number two, Dante Fowler Jr. signing was officially announced yesterday. He told Seahawks.com DeMarcus Lawrence pitched him on Seattle by saying if he wants to win a Super Bowl, then he should come here. What's the real headline?
I think this means DeMarcus Lawrence is coming back. Can you imagine?
It's a good sign.
If he's like, hey, man, you got to come here. You got to win a Super Bowl here. You can play with me. It's going to be amazing. Dante Fowler signs. He's like, all right, I'm going to go to Cabo.
Yeah, it's
He's not
like
going anywhere.
What I used to do when I first got married, I'd be like, yeah, make plans for Friday. Yeah, I'll meet you there. Wifey shuts it down. Hey, can't make it, dog. I hope you brought somebody with you, because I'm not going to be able to make it.
Oh, no.
That's what would happen if this went down. But no, I think it means that D-Law is coming back.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he want to play with the guy that he recruited to be here? So I hope this is true. But Dante, welcome.
Do you think that they're done adding to that group? Do you think any other additions we see will be just like rookies or young players who end up impressing? I got a question from someone. We'll get to it later in the show at around noon, asking about a specific name. But do you think they're pretty much done here? Do you feel good about the group?
I feel good about the group. I think they're waiting to see what one of these undrafteds do. I think they're waiting to see how some of the guys on the roster have developed over the offseason. Yeah, there are a couple ways they can go. I'm going to highlight one of these undrafted guys doing 4-down territory. So a guy who's been getting a lot of hype, too. So we'll see. I think they're good with it now, but they're waiting to assess. And if they feel like they need more, they'll go out and get it.
4-down territory coming up at 11:15. What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline number three, Bump's Lakers were swept out of the playoffs last night, losing 4-0 to Oklahoma City. What's the real headline?
Oh, okay. So we all hate OKC now.
I've always not liked OKC.
That's true.
I've always not. But, man, we knew. I'm glad you didn't come with no BS joke on this one, because we all knew that the Lakers were going to lose this one.
Never would
I was
come
never
with a joke
sitting
in this
here
one.
saying, we got them.
They went further than I thought.
There's no way. And I was just proud of the way they fought. At one point, they were up 3 with like a minute or something left to go. And I'm like, is this really happening? Are we going to extend this thing?
Final 30 seconds.
And you're led by a 41-year-old who dropped 24 points, but some changes need to be made. Luka needs to get healthy. Austin Reeves, we might need to trade him defensively. He's a liability. But, no, man, happy for the Lakers. And this game was officiated better. This is actually a good game to watch, a fun game to watch.
I have a couple questions for both of you, actually. First, of the remaining teams, who do you have the most confidence in? If it's OKC, then give me someone who can knock them out.
I think the Spurs, I mean, if Wemby's healthy and if he's not getting ejected, then he's the ultimate matchup problem in the NBA. But, I mean, gosh, OKC's 8-0 in the playoffs right now.
That's nobody beating them. They're back-to-back. They're too deep.
What about
they had
on
a
the
dude
East?
come off the bench and drop 20-some points on him. I'm like, who is this guy?
They're also doing it without Jalen Williams again.
Yeah, they're too deep.
What do they do so
They're
well? Is it
too
just
deep.
Steph? Like, why are they unstoppable?
SGA can get any shot he wants.
Yeah.
Like mid-range 3, gets to the rack. You got Chet, who's becoming a rim protector. And they just have guys off the bench who can shoot. Caruso will come in and drop you a quick 15 if you need to do it.
A.J. Mitchell, he's really good.
Yeah, Mitchell, that's the kid I'm talking about, like Mitchell.
And they're only paying him like $3 million
for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
They got him on a cheap contract. They're young, they're feisty, and they draw fouls. They're European soccer players at the same time.
Oh, that's so frustrating. How long do you think it would take a new Sonics team to get there? Especially knowing, by the way, that the NBA will have changed kind of like how teams can tank and like limiting what they're able to do.
You've got to draft impeccably to get to where OKC is.
So we're looking at the future Sonics absolutely needing a GM that has been there, done that. Like, you've built up a contender. Don't give me someone who's passive. Don't give me someone who just wants to create a culture.
Well, it's not so much OKC being aggressive, because the way that they were able to get to where they are is they shipped off all their assets after the year that Damian Lillard eliminated them from the playoffs, and they were just loaded up on first round picks, and then if anybody showed any kind of potential, even some of those first round picks that they used, they then shipped them off for more first round picks. So they had, I think, over the course of like 4 or 5 drafts, they had like 15 first round picks. And so they were just able to get as many blue chip talented guys as possible. And now they're just in this churn of like, they still have more first round picks that they haven't used. And you kind of look at their roster and it's like, okay, you're going to have to start paying some of these guys, but then maybe you trade some of those guys for more first round picks.
Yeah.
Like unfortunately, it's incredible.
But most importantly, they got SJ from the Clippers.
Yeah, like, for Paul George.
Yeah. That was, I mean, all those moves are right, and longevity is going to happen with these guys because everything that Curtis said. But they have a top 5 player in the game right now. It could be top 2, and he's young, he's getting better, and it's scary.
What about the Knicks?
The Knicks, you know what? The Knicks, that's the team I'm adopting for the rest of the series.
Me too. I already have so many T-shirts.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
You got T-shirts from all teams in NBA and NFL.
Just the colors that I like.
But they're just gritty. You know, you got Brunson, the undersized dog, getting it done. Mikal Bridges is finally playing up to his contract. You talk about assets. The Knicks sent over so much to get Mikal Bridges. You got Cat, who's probably the best shooting big if you him and Wemby going at it back and forth. So, no, I like the Knicks, but I still think OKC, they're just too deep.
I want this for the Knicks. Also, I don't like James Dolan, but I love Knicks fans.
Yeah, 50 years.
Can you imagine?
50.
Stephen A is going to be insufferable.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see, I already asked you, but his number one spot for his destination for LeBron, including retirement, the number one was New York Knicks.
Of course. For Giannis, too. He wants Giannis as well.
Yeah, but obviously. Everyone needs to go to the Knicks. And also another one of his takes is everyone needs to leave the Cowboys, just in general. No talent there.
But it's weird because the Knicks, it's the mecca of basketball, and it's been 50 years since they've won a final. So I'm rooting for the Knicks from here on out, but I still think OKC is going to get it.
Text line tells you Knicks won't beat the Pistons.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I think they can.
I'm rooting for them, too. That's our team that we've adopted for the rest of this time. Curtis, are you in?
Yeah, I think the Knicks are the best team out east now.
Matt, we also pro Knicks.
Why not? Oh, wait, that's the team that the kid from Dune likes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm in.
You're in? Okay, great. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up, Cal Raleigh is still hitless, unfortunately. So how do you fix his slump? Harold Reynolds was on Brock and Salk earlier this morning to explain.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Drayer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
I had pain. I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug, and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Dave Wyman here with an interesting story. A woman was about to donate a box of jewelry, but her friend told her, take it to Bellevue Rare Coins first. She walked out with a check that far exceeded her expectations. Old jewelry, coin collections, gold watches, necklaces, and pendants. It's worth finding out what those items are worth during such a strong market. Before you give anything away, get it checked out at Bellevue Rare Coins in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, and Tacoma. Go to BellevueRareCoins.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Frank Lumber, the door store, has some exciting news. After 6 long years, our Marysville store will be reopening this Memorial Day, May 25th. Our regular hours will be Tuesday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. But on Monday, Memorial Day, May 25th, we will be celebrating our grand reopening from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stop by for a hot dog and pop and see the thousands of doors and discounted specials. Visit us this Memorial Day at Frank Lumber in Marysville on Cedar Avenue. We'll see you there.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just help make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check from Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires, including all-terrain, highway, all-season, and all-weather. So go ahead, explore with confidence. Les Schwab Tires. We're here to help you take the long way. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
This Memorial Day, feel the freedom of lower energy bills. Lake Washington Windows and Doors is taking $525 off every window, plus $1,000 off every patio or entry door. Plus, enjoy 12 months free financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Mariners and Astros today in Houston. 5:10 first pitch, 4 o'clock pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Hi, Chef John Howie here. For 24 years, my team and I at Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar have called Bellevue home. We serve fresh, locally sourced seafood, farm fresh produce and poultry, and great steaks. At Sea Star, we like to say there's something for everyone, from the carnivore to the pescatarian to the vegetarian. Come see for yourself at Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue. SeaStarRestaurant.com, SeaStarRestaurant.com.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafy, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. Improve your play with 40% off installation or 0% financing for 16 months with equal payments. And we're giving back with 2 $5,000 scholarships for our local youth sports teams. Upgrade your home today at PellaPNW.com.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
How was your break? It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
One analyst is wondering why the Seahawks didn't reward Sam Darnold with a new deal. And we have a few theories. First, I'll say a couple things. ESPN's Dan Graziano, who lists why didn't the Seahawks give Sam Darnold a new deal after a Super Bowl as one of his kind of top questions of the offseason, does answer it himself. And I will get to his answer. He doesn't just pose the question. But for context, Darnold isn't making nothing. His $37 million cap hit is the highest on the team this season. It's 8th among quarterbacks, so he's not like paying on a rookie deal or underpaid. But Bump, were you surprised that they didn't reward him with another deal?
No, I was not surprised. Love Sam Darnold. Appreciate Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold isn't the reason why they won the Super Bowl. He's a reason why they won the Super Bowl. The reason why they won is because special teams was special. One of the best special teams units in the NFL. Their defense was a top 5, top 3, depending on what numbers you're looking at, in the NFL. Their run game got going late. You had performance by the best receiver in the game. Yes, you threw him the football. O-line protected. There's only about 3 games this year where you felt like, all right, Sam Darnold won that ball game for him or kept them in that ball game. And that's no knock to Sam, man. I think that he's probably worth more than $37 million a year, but he's not worth $50 to $60 million a year. So they're not going to restructure it right now because you still got to wait and see if he can improve. You got to wait and see if he's for sure your guy. I think he is. But this was the best season Sam Darnold has ever had, and it was mainly because he was supported in the right way. Sam is a top 10 quarterback in this league, for sure. He's worth more than $37 million, for sure. But why restructure it?
Yep.
You got a good deal. You got to pay other people, right? You got a salary cap. So this ain't baseball. You gotta get your money right. So Sam has to be a little patient.
It is not at all unheard of to pay, one of your big players top of the market money, and most players always want to reset the market, especially if they have powerful agents. But I think that resetting the market with a quarterback that is an elite gets you in more trouble than resetting the market with someone else. Now, we bring up Christian Kirk a ton on this show, who kind of like kick-started resetting the market for wide receivers. Was he the best receiver when he got paid? No. It's part of why the market just absolutely ballooned after he got his deal. But even those deals don't surpass the biggest and sometimes worst quarterback contracts, right? I mean, look what the Dolphins did for Tua Tagovailoa.
That's the name I was just going to say.
Making
Tua.
him one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league, doing nothing. Now you've got to basically tank this upcoming season. You wasted and sunk so much money into quarterback. I think it's a good thing. And look, part of me is always like, go get your money no matter what. He does still have 2 years under contract. So if if he had a phenomenal year this year, he's adding money to that.
2 with an option. They can get out of that 3 if they want to.
Yes. He's adding money to that contract, but he's not going to become a free agent in 2027. The Seahawks can reapproach an extension this offseason. But also, what's wrong with just paying quarterbacks what they're worth? Pay elite players elite money. Benjamin Solak said that in an interview with us. JSN is an elite wide receiver. They're paying JSN elite money. Sam Darnold is not an elite quarterback. He's very, very good. You talked about how you think he can even take another step this year. But, I'm cool with not doing what, the Rams did with Jared Goff, and the Lions, for that matter, resetting the market with someone who, isn't the single best player on your team. Sam Darnold is not the best player on the Seahawks team.
No, Jalen Hurts got that back, and he was a very good quarterback, not the best quarterback. I think that when it comes to paying these guys, people confuse team success with quarterback success. You got to have a good quarterback for your team to have that team success. He's important, probably one of the most important parts of this team. But if he's not elite, you shouldn't pay him like he's elite. In my opinion, there are only 3 or 4 quarterbacks who are just separate themselves from everybody else. And we know who those names are. It's Pat Mahomes, it's Josh Allen, it's Lamar Jackson. I'm even throwing Matthew Stafford in there. My man threw for 46 touchdowns and 8 interceptions last year. And then sprinkle a random in there that's going to have themselves a year at the right time. No, I think this is correct. I think this is the way that you have to go. You don't break your back for a quarterback who is above average but not elite. That's what he is. Is he important to this team? Yes, he is. If Matthew Stafford can cut down on the interceptions, throw a few more touchdowns, let's have another conversation next year. And like you mentioned, I said he's still in a progression. He can still get better. And I want to see how Fleury decides to use him, similar to Kubiak, I assume. But there are still some things that Matthew Stafford can do. And if he's upset with $37 million, I feel you. But it's $37 million, bro. Like you're gonna get your bag. If you ball out another year, you will get your bag. But there are some people you got to pay. I'm still waiting on the Spoon deal to see how much he gets.
Yeah. And by the way, that doesn't mean they can't take care of him. This was Adam Schefter back in March.
I don't know what range it's going to get to, but I would just say that, typically when teams win Super Bowls, GMs, head coaches, quarterbacks, typically they get raises. And I would think that there probably would be an adjustment at some point made to Sam Darnold's contract. I don't think they tear it up and give him a whole new deal. It's a situation where, to me, they'll make some sort of adjustment at some point in time.
Moving some money around, maybe more guaranteed stuff, something up front, whatever it is, taking care of him. Hey, thank you so much for helping us get to a Super Bowl. You were a very important part of it. You didn't throw a single interception in the postseason. Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it, big guy. But
Oh, you hitting with the big guy?
Thanks, hey, big dog. Big dog. But no, I think you're absolutely right, Bump, in that it's kind of what he's worth. Like maybe he could get a little bit more, but the Seahawks, in their willingness to be stubborn about how they handle quarterback contracts, has so far rewarded them. They moved on from Russ when they felt like he wasn't elite anymore and was too tough to deal with. They moved on from Geno when they didn't. And I know Geno requested a trade, but they clearly did not want to pay Geno what the Raiders felt he was worth. Maybe they end up doing the same with Sam. Hey, Sam, we appreciate you, man. It's been great here, but like we're not going to break our own principles with how we value a quarterback. If we had Josh Allen here, and like maybe it'd be a little bit different, but like we're not going to be desperate the way that some other teams have been desperate.
No, incentivize it. If you want to mix something up, put more incentives into his contract. Right? He, after all the guys getting paid about $50 million a year, it's him. The guys in front of him, you got Jared Goff getting 53, Jordan Love getting 55, Watson getting a bunch, Lamar getting 52. And if I'm his agent, this is my argument. Yeah, but those guys haven't won a Super Bowl. My client has.
Sure.
So that's going to be his argument, and that's what he should bring to the table. But I think that Sam Darnold seems to me, at least outside looking in, like a different breed of quarterback. Like he's not going to demand that he's the highest paid quarterback. Should he push to get more money? Yes, you should. It's his responsibility, his agent's responsibility to make sure you capitalize off a season. So how can we meet in the middle? That's what this is about. How can we meet in the middle and make sure that our player feels valued and that the organization doesn't feel like they're being cornered and met with an ultimatum? If there's any organization that can do it, it has to be this organization teamed up with Sam Darnold, just from what I know, his mental makeup, and get her done. But, yeah, man, Sam, thank you. Top 10 quarterback. This thing don't work without you. But there's other things that made this thing flow, too.
But I can't call him big guy.
That's like a...
Is it bad?
Like a pat on the head.
I thought it was
guy.
like a... when Tiger Woods, hey, big dog, I thought, hey, big guy, hey, big guy.
I think it was the way you said it.
Okay.
It was your tone.
I'm accidentally patronizing a lot of the time. I've realized that. Someone said, you hit him with the SpongeBob big guy. Do you think guys don't appreciate being called? Maybe I'll stay away from it. But I can't say big dog.
Big dog is different.
But I can't say, hey, Sam, thanks, big dog. That sounds stupid coming from me.
Well,
I'm not committing to it. Big dog.
Don't say big guy.
Okay. I'll think of something else. I didn't know big guy was offensive. I'm sorry.
The way you said it.
I'm sorry.
Like, oh,
I'm sorry, Sam. I'm sorry, big dog. I did not mean to call you big guy.
That big dog sounded cool.
Yeah.
That sounded good.
Yeah, so I'm sorry to Sam Darnold. That was not meant to be offensive. We are sticking with the Seahawks. We got a couple questions about this team, and we want to take another look inside the Seahawks draft room. Seahawks.com's John Boyle joins us next.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
Holy smokes, what a play!
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
What's up, it's Bum, letting you know we have some big events coming up at Silver Reef. We got Crazy Train, an Aussie tribute to the Prince of Darkness, headline Saturday, July 25th. Also, Howie Mandel, a famous comedian, returns to Silver Reef on Friday, October 9th. Tickets sold out fast last time, so make sure you get yours before they sell out again. But don't wait until July or October to check out Silver Reef Casino Resort. Book a tea time at Loomis Trails and spend the weekend there. The course is in great shape. There is water everywhere. You can relax in deluxe rooms and enjoy a meal at the steakhouse. You can watch the game and have some fun at their sports restaurants and enjoy the Cantina, authentic Mexican restaurant. I love the food there. Plenty of reasons to go up there, and I haven't even mentioned the spa yet. Book your stay at silverreefcasino.com. I love it there. It's an easy drive and worth the trip, and they have some of the cheapest gas on the west side, so your pockets will not be mad at you. Hop on I-5, exit 260, Silver Reef Casino Resort. That's silverreefcasino.com.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our kids zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Mariners and Astros today in Houston. 5:10 first pitch, 4 o'clock pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
70 and sunny this week, so get out on the water with ARC, the 100% electric boat. They're doing demos on Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Book one and see what they're all about. I got to ride in the brand new ARC Sport, and it was unlike anything I've experienced. Think of a luxury EV on water, quiet, powerful, easy to operate, heated seats and seat backs, a large touchscreen display. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to Kirkland, they'll pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
Dave Wyman here with an interesting story. A woman was about to donate a box of jewelry, but her friend told her, take it to Bellevue Rare Coins first. She walked out with a check that far exceeded her expectations. Old jewelry, coin collections, gold watches, necklaces, and pendants. It's worth finding out what those items are worth during such a strong market. Before you give anything away, get it checked out at Bellevue Rare Coins in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, and Tacoma. Go to BellevueRareCoins.com.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Oh gosh, I flipped my segments entirely here.
Then we flip it back.
Can we flip it back?
Yeah.
Sorry. All right. So we're going to Harold Reynolds. I know. Huh.
You got to be able to call an audible and just like get back to the original play.
I know. I know. I skipped right past.
You're Jalen Hurts dealing with 7 offensive coordinators in 7 years right now.
Oh man, I skipped right through Harold Reynolds and right into Sam Darnold. That's what I get for leaving my show sheet cut in half here. Now, can we talk about Cal Raleigh?
Let's do it.
I'm with it.
Can we do
you
that
with it,
now?
I'm with it.
No one said anything. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Harold Reynolds was on with Brock and Salk this morning, and he had already had a segment where he talked about seeing some timing a little off with Cal, which is much better for a visual segment, so I'm really glad that he was on Brock and Salk to kind of break it down a little bit. So first, this is what he explained he's seeing with Cal on MLB Network.
Greg, he's just a tick off. Now remember, switch hitter, it's a little bit of timing. You get changed around side to side. He's not hitting every day at one side. When Cal Raleigh gets to start, to load, he'll lift his foot like this. If it's left-handed or right-handed, that heel lifts off the ground, then he loads. The heel is late to take off. He's got to start sooner. That's his problem right now. Everything is late.
So in that, he's circling his foot. He's lifting his foot a little too late, getting completely not caught off guard by the pitch, but just the timing is completely off, which bodes well for someone worried that like the oblique is really, really holding him back. But this is how he would approach trying to show or tell Cal that his timing is off.
Well, I would just sit down and show him video. I'm sure they do. I've known Kevin Seitzer since we played. He's one of the greatest ever. Yes. And I played with Edgar. So I know those guys know what they're doing. It's just a matter of they're all trying to figure it out. And it really takes one at bat, one game, and it kind of gets you rolling. You know, when you're struggling and you're a star like Cal, he's pulling up to the gas station and somebody's telling him, "Hey, Cal, here's what you're doing wrong." I guarantee you that's what's going on.
No one's going to flag down Cal at a gas station. Look at this video from Harold.
You know what it is so I took a golf trip to Gamble Sands like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And one of my buddies who's just as good as me, sometimes even better, he got the shanks. And, I mean, he's spraying stuff 90 degrees to the other side. And we're all just looking at him like, I don't say nothing to him. Like, he's got to find a way to work this thing out. And then finally someone says something to him. Then someone else says something to him. Then someone else says something to him. He's like, all right, just leave me alone. Like, I can only take in so much information. I would assume that has to be the approach with Cal. Because you can't have 3 different opinions coming at you with 3 different things that they're seeing in your swing. Then you get overloaded with thoughts. Right? My golfers know you stand over that ball and you got 10 different things firing in your head, it's not going to work. Cal being in the box seeing about 10 different things is not going to work. So who does he trust? Who's he trust in that organization? And whoever he goes to, stay with him. Don't take any information from anybody else. Mm-hmm. Stay with that guy and believe in his philosophy.
How can timing get thrown off? Sometimes pitching machines can do it.
I went all the way back and looked at what made him right, what got him good last year at 60 homers, and it's just the timing. He is just literally a real tick, as I said. It's a little timing thing is just simply off. And I see it a lot with these guys today because if you go to a major league practice, they all hit off pitching machines. And as you guys know, we've all hit off pitching machines before. You can't sit there and load up. It's just like, boom, it's on you, and you got to jump at it, and it's not always the same. And I think hitting off machines throws your timing off. And I can't speak for Cal. I don't know if that's what he's doing every day, but that's what it looks like to me.
Could be one theory. I thought it was really interesting. I had just assumed, look, the WBC took a lot of time out for him where he didn't get those ABs, missed a chunk of spring training, as we know from Shannon, was frantically trying to make it up. And then I just assumed he was kind of behind. That's an interesting theory from Harold Reynolds.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's why you see those the machines that they have at spring training where it shows the motion of the pitcher, and then his hand is like where the ball flies out. Yeah, because they're going off of the motion of the pitcher. If you're just sitting there and they're feeding you baseballs, it's hard to get your rhythm. It's hard to see that motion and time your hands up and shift your weight and do all that good stuff. That makes complete sense. I agree.
A little bit more about Cal working with Edgar and Seitzer.
Oh, absolutely. And I learned also from my playing days, when you're in it, and you know this, Brock, you're in it. You can't see what somebody's sitting 30,000 feet away. I'm sure your dad called you sometimes, goes, don't you know he's opening the flat? What are you doing? You know, and you're like, I never saw that. And because they're sitting further away and they're able to give you a different perspective. And Rick Griffin, our team trainer for many years, like 30 years with the Mariners, he was the best because he was always watching everybody's physical movements anyway, because he was trying to make sure everybody was healthy. And he would always go, hey, your right foot hurting because you're not getting back on it like you usually do. And he would see little things that you had no idea was going on. And guys that are in the trenches, they may not see that little trigger like I did.
Very useful also to have a coach tell you about like a mechanics thing or a timing thing, as opposed to, why didn't you hit that? It was too high. It was way too high in the zone. You shouldn't have swung. Thanks. Thank you. That's very obvious after the fact.
Yeah, it's all about trust. Who do you trust is looking at the right things and can put things in a way that clicks in your brain? When I talk football, all right, this is what I do. When I go out sometimes, people come up to me, they want to talk football, all right? And I ask them what they always ask me, what you think about this? I'll flip it back on them, and I'll ask them, what did you think about it? Within 30 seconds, 10 seconds, I know how much I'm going to put into this conversation, how much I'm going to give, because just the level of what you know just isn't up to par. And I don't want to make you feel some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, so I'll meet you where you're at. So who's going to meet Cal where he is, where it completely makes sense to him and he can receive that information that makes sense. And sometimes it's just feel, man. It is just feel. You should be feeling this. It's not even that you're doing this. What do you feel when you do this? What do you feel when you do that? Because all sports is repetition. And as soon as Cal feels that swing and everything feels right and everything's connected, hands are in tight, shifting away and all that good stuff, it's going to start flying again. So I'm going to say, you know what? Someone just get into that Cal trust, get into his head and talk about the feel. What are you feeling when you're in the box and you're loading up? I'm
not saying that that an injury is causing this. In fact, we asked Ryan yesterday what percentage is injury, what percentage is mental. He thinks the mental is kind of winning the battle here, that it is really in his head. It's about the pressure he puts on himself, a couple other things like that. You've had to work back from injury before, and you've talked about the mental hurdle of that in itself. Forget being in a slump. There's also what's it like being an athlete that you're worried you're going to re-injure yourself when an injury is just in your brain. Yeah, it's belief that your body can respond the way you want to when it has to, that you can just, in Cal's case, just fully swing and not worry about injury. When I was hurt, it was about running my route and running full speed and putting my left foot on the ground and believing I can break at 45 and I'm not going to re-injure myself or get pain. It's a lot to go through. And I've never had an oblique. You know, obviously I didn't play baseball at a high level only in high school, but I can imagine that it's stopping him. If it is bothering him, it's stopping him from fully committing and believing that he can put a swing together. I was wondering that. I was thinking a lot about what Ryan told us the other day when he was saying, when you have all these doctors being really cautious with you, you start to worry that you're going to mess it up. And I would imagine Cal does not want to go on the IL, did not. And now it's kind of like, well, you can't put him on now. You have to go 10 days. Yeah. I feel good about that last AB and a little more encouraged about today, especially with this pitching matchup. Now we're going to bring on Seahawks.com's John Boyle. He's got a really cool behind-the-scenes look at the draft. We've also got a couple questions about the offseason. He joins us next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Drayer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Hey, it's Shannon O'Kelly from IRG, and this Wednesday, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk all about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Which joints have you seen good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Dr. Wagner has performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Are you in pain? Join the free live stem cell webinar Wednesday night at 6 to learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. drmarkwagnermd.com.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and, of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we perform an 18-point maintenance check with every oil change to help make sure you're good to go.
And?
Yeah, you're good to go.
Huh. Wonder why the dealership isn't that easy.
Well, we'd let you know if we found something in our check.
Oh, great. That was easy.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Quick, thorough, and honest. Come with no charge.
Hey, it's G. Scott. Let's talk real for a sec. Summer is supposed to be about sunshine and kids having fun. But when the kids are home all day, that grocery bill, yeah, it grows fast. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping get the word out. If your family qualifies, you can receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer, food in your cart, and a little less pressure on that budget. And let me be clear about this. There's no catch, no judgment. This program is simply about making sure kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically, and a card may already be headed to your mailbox. But some families do need to apply depending on income and where you live. So take a couple minutes and check. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for your family this summer. Once again, that's freesummermeals.org.
Woodworker, check. Metalworker or material handler, check. Equipment Sales and Surplus in Auburn offers competitive pricing on leading brands like Jet, Powermatic, Wilton, Bailey, and others. Whether you're a hobbyist or a fabrication shop needing metal forming machines, they have hundreds of machines and accessories. The only dealer offering scratch and dent and discounted items. Check them out in Auburn. EquipmentSalesandSurplus.com. Your go-to for woodworking, metalworking, or material handling. That's EquipmentSalesandSurplus.com.
Still planning your summer vacation? Tired of airports and long drives? Anacortes Yacht Charters has a better option. Cruise the San Juan Islands aboard a fully equipped yacht. Take the helm of a bareboat charter or hire a skipper to explore on your terms. Quiet coves, lively harbors, no schedules. Just a tide guide and a sense of adventure. With a fleet of 50 powerboats and sailboats, AYC has options for groups large and small, from beginner to old salt. Start your San Juan adventure at ayc.com/KIRO.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners took game one of their 4-game series against the Astros. Julio Rodriguez hit a home run to the train tracks in that 3-1 win, Seattle's 8th consecutive against Houston. They also made up half a game in the AL West. The A's didn't play yesterday, so the Mariners now 2 games out of first place with 3 to go against a struggling Houston pitching staff. Game 2 tonight at 5:10 p.m. with a 4 p.m. pregame show.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Look, I know that the draft already happened and that there are lots of rookies we want to talk about, but I read John Boyle's latest for Seahawks.com. And it's like an hour-by-hour look, behind-the-scenes, detailed look at the Seahawks draft, and it is fascinating. John joining us right now. And, John, it was a great read, but I have to start with something that I had to reread. Why are good and bad things called upsets in the first round? So if a guy goes before they thought he would, and if a guy goes that they wanted, it's called an upset?
So it gets a little confusing. So you hear it thrown around when you're in the room, like, let's say we're in the 3rd round and the Seahawks have a 5th round, right? I guess Jim Nagy kind of started this tradition, a longtime Seahawks scout who now is with the University of Oklahoma. You know, it's helpful information, and also just, you know, it's good news for the Seahawks if, okay, this guy that we thought was going to go later, somebody ahead of us took him, so they'll yell out that that's an upset. But then you'll also hear John Schneider sometimes talk about, like, whoever took a player we liked before us, and they refer to that as an upset. So I don't know. If I were in charge, maybe I'd suggest separate terms for those, but that's how they do it.
Boyle, how would you describe the atmosphere in that room during the draft?
It's, I mean, like it always is with John Schneider running things, like it's pretty calm. It's, you know, this is a relaxed group. This personnel department, for the most part, has been together a long time. They obviously know what they're doing, and just the personality of John Schneider, like, they're going to have a good time. They're going to, you know, bust each other's chops when it's appropriate, and they're also going to be very prepared, which I think in anything in life, if you're more prepared going into a big event, test, job, whatever, you're going to be more relaxed if you know you're prepared, and these guys spend all year on that. So, you know, like I wrote about in the story, there's one point on day 3 when John and Mike had some clips from Dumb and Dumber playing on a laptop in the room, and like they're having a good time, but they're also getting the work done. So that's just kind of how John operates.
How hectic was it? Again, you break down all the trades and all the moves beforehand, including right when the Titans trade up and they're on the clock, and then John's still even trying to make deals when they're at 32. How hectic? I know you said that they were calm in your answer to Bump's question, but kind of what did the minutes before, you know, there was 5 trades or so ahead of them being on the clock. What was that time period like in terms of the environment and the work that John was trying to do to trade?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it hectic, but it's definitely busy at that time. I mean, it's, you know, normally you might have a trade or 2 happen, but it was just, I think it was 5 of the 6 picks ahead of them got traded before the pick happened. So it was, you know, going back to, I'm not in the room the entire day, but I'm in there maybe 10 picks before the Seahawks are on the clock. So they're on the phone there in the 20s, starting to talk with teams on deals. You obviously don't finalize a trade 5 picks ahead of time because you got to wait and see the guys there that the team wants to come up and get that you're trading with. But yeah, they thought they had a deal, and then that someone else trades up and takes a player, or the team that they're talking to trades up ahead of them. So there's a couple times it looked like they were going to trade, and we all thought they were going to trade. And obviously John Schneider made no secret of the fact that he was open to that. But sometimes the things fall the way they do, and then you get to 32 and there's still some calls happening. But I think they just realized they didn't want to, get too cute. And Jadarian Price was a guy that was both very high on their draft board and fit a need. So it just made too much sense to just get the deal done there.
How do you think they graded their draft? How do you grade it, and how do you think they feel about it?
I mean, John Schneider always makes this joke, but you don't hear people say that, that surgery just went okay. It's always, the surgery went great, and that's how they feel about every draft class in the moment. I mean, they put all this time and research into these guys, and they have them on their board where they do for a reason. So they're always going to feel good about it. But ultimately, it's always time will tell. You don't know. You come out of some drafts feeling great, and those guys don't pan out as well, and other drafts they do. So I will say, really going back for several years now, they feel like they've really got a good grasp on the off-field, kind of the makeup of the players, the intangibles, the competitor that the guys are. That's been a real focus on getting that dialed in, and I think they feel really good about that again this year, of just getting the right kind of players to fit in here, to fit the culture, to come in and compete with what is already a really talented and deep roster.
Obviously, you've covered this team for a while. There are many drafts you've covered, including behind the scenes. But with each year, is there something new that you learn, or maybe another layer that's peeled off into how John Schneider kind of thinks through this?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I'm, to be completely honest, I'm in the back of the room and I don't hear everything. I don't see everything. So I'm doing the best to paint a picture for fans of what's going on, but I don't pretend I'm privy to everything. But yeah, I mean, just seeing the way they all operate, and again, these guys have been doing it for a long time, but they're learning every year. They're finding out stuff. So yeah, it's more than anything to me, what's interesting year over year is just seeing how it unfolds differently each year. Where the team is picking makes a difference, obviously, how much draft capital they have. It's kind of fun when they started really getting a lot of trades happening. John was pretty excited when they got that first trade done in round 3, just because he'd been, on the phone a lot before in rounds 1 and 2, and just things didn't work out for a myriad of reasons. And, one of them was they were going to trade back, and the team that was moving up for the Seahawks pick, the player they wanted went right before then, so then they backed out of the trade. So things like that happen all the time. It's fun to see kind of all the different, variables that can affect what goes down when the team's actually on the clock.
John, I would assume you've been around, spoken to press conference with all the draft picks so far, or all that were made. Is there a common theme in their personality that you see when it comes to who the Hawks draft and how they draft?
Yeah, I mean, some different personalities for sure. The two guys that really stand out are the two defensive backs they got in day 2 of the draft, in Bud Clark and Julian Neal. Those guys are both just extremely confident, and not cocky, arrogant, but just in a fun way. They both have good senses of humor. They both have a lot of confidence, and to me, that's what you're going to need to fit in on this. And we've heard John Schneider make this point repeatedly. It's where some of the drafts that didn't go as well last decade, when they look back at them, some of the problems, the guys weren't willing to come in, and they didn't really know how to come in and compete with some of the huge personalities and big names that were on the team. And you're going to run into that now. You've got a Super Bowl winning team. You've got Pro Bowl and all pro players that, you got to believe that you're on that level and you can compete with those guys if you're going to come in and make a difference. And that those guys have that. Jadarian Price, again, really confident guy. They love the competitor. They love that he stuck it out at Notre Dame and wanted to compete for a role against the guy who ended up being the number 4 over 3 overall pick. So, yeah, I mean, they're different personality-wise, but really confident guys, just guys that, again, fit kind of all the makeup and intangibles the Seahawks are looking for.
Hey, take us behind the scenes of pick 64 a little bit. Again, you profiled it in the day 2 section of the article, and I think it's cool to read how elated Mike McDonald felt about this pick.
Yeah, it's always funny to see which coaches, naturally the side of the ball that you coach on, or like if it's a coordinator or position coach, like, they were, guys were getting really excited, the defensive coaches who were in the room. And this Bud Clark just feels like such a Mike McDonald type player to me, of like the things that Mike's defense is so good at, of like, guys who can do multiple things, guys who are versatile. We've seen it in Spoon and Nicky Manwari. Not to say Bud Clark is that type of player. He's his own guy, but a safety that you can move around and disguise things with. And I just, they love the ball skills. What was it, 15 interceptions in 4 years? That, that will translate. We saw it, Kobe Bryant. I'm not saying he's a one-to-one replacement for Kobe Bryant, but, just in terms of sort of fitting that need, that was a thing Kobe did in college, and it translated in the NFL. He was a guy around the ball a ton. I think Mike loves that about Bud Clark, is he's a guy that's going to come in, affect the ball, be a really good player. He's gonna have to earn his role. They got, Ty Okada was great last year, and he's probably going to open camp as a front runner to be a starter there. But I think Bud Clark's got a real chance to have an early role in this defense.
Out of the running backs who are in this room right now, we know Jadarin's going to get plenty of opportunity to be that guy. Who do you think is next up when it comes to opportunity? Is it George Holani, because we saw the most of them? Is it Emmanuel Wilson? Kenny McIntosh is a guy, John, that I've been interested to see if he can step on the football field. Who do you think has the upper hand?
Yeah, I'd say going into it, probably George Holani, because they really liked what they got out of him, and he proved it to them in really high leverage situations that he was reliable. He's a good pass protector. He can do all sorts of different things well. So I would think it's him, but we haven't really seen Emmanuel Wilson yet. We don't know what they envision for him, so that's going to be one we got to see develop in training camp. The biggest question mark for me and everyone, I think, is just how long is Charbonnet out, because he's obviously going to be a big part of it when he gets back. But I think we're all assuming, at least to start the year, he won't be part of that group. And then I like that you mentioned Kenny McIntosh. You go back to a couple years ago before the injury, he finished the season really strong in 2024. He was doing some really good things. And unfortunately, he gets hurt in camp last year and misses a whole year. So, he's going to have to, he's kind of behind just from the time he missed, but he's a guy that I think in the preseason has a real opportunity to earn some roles as well. So, yeah, I don't know what the pecking order looks like there yet. You would assume you take a guy in the first round, he's going to have a big role, but I don't think they also want to just put it all on a rookie right out of the gate. So I think all those guys have a chance to contribute. And again, I think Holani, based off what he showed them down the stretch, is in a real good position to step into a big role.
Wanted to ask about expectations, and this one's kind of a weird one, but it was considered a pretty weak draft. John Schneider talked about having fewer first-round grades on guys. You wrote about having, that continued through the round with only a couple guys getting second-round grades, et cetera. Should that or might that change the expectation from fans or critics about what you're going to get from the picks you actually made?
Yes and no. I think any draft, has sort of what, John Schneider might say are like the sweet spots of like, there were some, some really good pockets of talent and depth in rounds 2 and 3. Like they weren't reaching by any means for the guys they took. Like they had good grades on those guys. To me, if anything, when I think about like draft expectations, the biggest factor is the current roster. And that's where I think it's unfair to expect all these guys to come in and just instantly have huge roles and be impact players. Could they? Sure. You can see a path to playing time for a lot of these guys depending on how things go in camp, but you're talking about a team that went to the Super Bowl and won it convincingly last year and then brought, all but like 4 guys back from that team. So it's just going to be tough sledding for a lot of these guys to get on the field right away just because of the talent in front of them. That's not necessarily a reflection on like the total talent of the draft.
The Hawks brought back every offensive lineman. Obviously, they drafted Bo Stevens as well. Do you think we see him on the field? I asked this because a lot of people, who they hone in on when it comes to the offensive line, right? The right side.
Yep.
You know the name. And I saw him get better throughout this season. Was he perfect? No offensive lineman is perfect. But I saw him get better. And I look at the drafting of Bo, and there's still Oluwatimi and Christian Haynes kind of waiting there. How do you see this thing panning out? I would assume that Anthony probably gets the nod to start. But do you feel like Bo has a legit chance to get into the mix?
Yeah, he's a guy that, was a really good college player. He's an All-American on, a team known for producing good offensive linemen. And B, Seahawks made a move up to get him. They dipped into next year's draft and traded a 4th rounder. And, John Schneider's history trading up is really good. Like when he identifies a guy he likes, he rarely misses there. I mean, that was Tyler Lockett, that's DK Metcalf, that's Mike Dixon, that's, way back they did that for Cam Chancellor. So, and Nicky Minori just last year. So there's, that tells me they really like Bo Stevens. I think, Anthony Bradford's been a starter. He, as you mentioned, he got better last year as the year went along. It's easy for, fans to find the lowlights and clip them up and make a guy not look great, but every offensive lineman has bad plays, and you talk to the coaching staff, they really like what Anthony Bradford gave him last year. So is he a lock to start every game next year? No. I mean, I think Bo Stevens can push him, but I don't think it's just, I think some fans say, oh, they drafted a guard, he's going to take the guy's job. You can't assume that about a guy who's been a starter, and they do love the continuity, as you said. Getting all 5 guys back from a Super Bowl winning team, that's a huge deal. You don't get that very often.
Seahawks.com's John Boyle, kind enough to join us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Thanks, Boyle.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Bump. Who will always be the best recruiter in football?
The homies. The homies will always be the best recruiter in football.
That's true.
Whether we're talking even go back to college. When I was in college, if there was a guy from California being recruited to WSU and he was receiver, DB, quarterback, they stuck it with me. They're like, look, you're both from Southern California. You probably grew up hearing about each other. Make this the best trip he's ever had. And it's the same thing in football. We hear D-Law talking to Dante Fowler. Like, look, you want to win a Super Bowl, you come here. I think the player experience will always supersede what they hear and what they're being told by the GM and the head coach, because they're going to paint a pretty picture. They're not going to tell you the flaws of the program or what's going on. A teammate or a friend that's on the football team will tell you everything there is to know. He'll tell you about the nightlife in Seattle, about how the people are, what coach they don't like, who they do like, what intern gets on their nerves, what's it like walking through the front door. There's so many other things that a player who's experienced it can tell the guy. My recruiting fail of all time. They stuck me with Jonathan Stewart one time. Oh, no. And you know your boy. I go out, I kick it, and they send it with me. I go, okay, well, the coaches know my profile. They know how I get down. And they send it with me, and we're going out, we're kicking it, we're doing what college students do, and then he gets asked to get dropped off early at the hotel. I'm like, all right, boy, this is not what he does. I come back the next day, coach is like, what did you do? I'm like, what do you mean? I did what I do with every other recruit. I take them out, I show them the campus, we party, I introduce them to people. Like, that's what we do. Because well, we're not getting Jonathan Stewart. And I'm like, well, we probably get him anyway, dog. He ended up going to Oregon.
What was his deal? Was he just like super introverted, didn't like partying?
He didn't like partying, he was introverted. So funny story is, he goes to college at Oregon for a couple of years, and I know someone who went to Oregon. They said after his freshman year, my man was in them streets too.
See,
so it's like, come on, man.
If he would have stayed in Pullman, he could have been in the streets with you.
With me. Way better.
He could have been outside.
Could have been super outside.
He wanted to be inside.
But then he wanted to go outside.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Oh, man. That's a bummer.
The homies, always the best recruiters.
Second down.
Sometimes.
Who's another UDFA people need to watch?
The young man out of Northeastern. Sorry. Is it Northeastern or Northwestern? I'm tripping right now. Anyway, Aiden Hubbard, 6'4", 260 pounds. He's a DN, 10 TFL, 7.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble last year. When I looked at his tape, my first note was bench press savage. As a receiver, the bench press don't really help me that much, right? It helps the pecs and you look good or whatnot. But on that line, defensive line, offensive line, the bench press is crucial because you're literally bench pressing another man. So I saw that's the first thing I recognize is that he has a pop and he will push you. He's quick enough to win inside releases. He's not going to wow you with his speed like some of these other guys do. But he's quick enough to get inside and understands body position, and he can do that. And he's good with his offhand. So when he does get inside, say he's on the right side, he does get inside, say the B gap. His offhand is always working on that tackle who's trying to stop him from getting inside. Good with his offhand, and he wins. He wins just however he can. It's not always pretty. Sometimes guys are super technical, and you see and they're setting guys up, and sometimes guys just go and they have just a motor that goes and goes and goes. He performed well against Oregon as well, and then no match for the weaker competition. That's why he's here, because when they played weak competition, he shined, and that's what you're supposed to do. When they played top-notch situation, our competition, he still looked good. So I like this guy, man. Aiden Hubbard, 6'4", 260 pounds, DM. You guys watch this young man. He's going to be making some noise. Like I said, it's hard to make the team when you are a practice squad guy, but every single year there's a guy or two who surprises you. Drake Thomas was an undrafted guy. Tal Cotta just signed again. He was an undrafted guy. So the Hawks have a knack for finding these guys and develop them and seeing what they can do. So look out for that guy.
Third down. Earlier in the show, we talked about Sam Darnold's contract, what he should be getting paid, etc. How much do you think Sam Darnold's worth if it isn't $50+ million a year?
So someone texted in and said, y'all still don't love Sam Darnold. But then that person texted in and said, but I feel you with the $50 million. So which one is it? All right, which one is it? We're looking at what guys are making per year. Who would you take right now? Daniel Jones or Sam Bradford?
Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold. Sam Bradford got money too.
I don't know what Bradford's doing right now.
Bradford, he probably on a golf course somewhere.
Darnold.
All right, so Daniel Jones is getting $44 million a year. All right, signed a contract worth $88. 2 years, $44 million a year. That's probably where I'm settling, is around $44 million a year. You got Matthew Stafford getting 42. His contract is a bit different, but that's where I'm comfortable. 37, obviously I'm good with that. It saves the Hawks some money. But if you think about it, I think he's worth around $42 to $44 million a year. If they can restructure his contract and give him some incentives, then maybe he can reach that number. I don't think Sam's the type of guy that is just money hungry. He's going to throw a fit about not being the highest paid quarterback in the game, because I think he realizes it's a team sport, and I think he thinks that he can get even better at his craft. So 42 to 44 million, I'm good with that.
And as a reminder, this is not something, just in case anyone asks, this is not something that's like a rumor or report that's out there that Sam's saying anything. This was inspired by a column from ESPN's Dan Graziano, where he just said, hey, these were 5 to 7 of the biggest questions that I kind of had about the teams right now. And one of them was, why didn't the Seahawks reward Sam with a new contract? I know he's got 2 years on his deal, but why didn't they? And Graziano answered it in his own column, which is basically what Bump and I were saying. Good read, though. Fourth down. We were just joined by Seahawks.com's John Boyle. Anything stand out from Boyle?
Yeah, he talked about the atmosphere in the draft room, and it didn't surprise me. He said it was relaxed, yet prepared. If you know John, you've hung up with John, he's a jokester. He's going to make sure everyone's comfortable. When it's time to work, it is time to work. And that's exactly how I imagined it. Before I asked a question, I'm visualizing myself in the draft room, and that's what I felt. All right, so, and then the other one was the running back situation. George Alani has to have the upper hand when it comes to entering training camp as the number one back. We feel like Jadarian is, obviously, we feel like he's going to overtake him and be that number one guy. But George is the guy that we saw in the playoffs. George is the guy who scored a touchdown before Ken Walker scored a touchdown this year. It was like weeks 2 or 3 or something like that. Obviously, George brings something to the table that these guys appreciate and that they enjoy. I think George starts off as the number one, but then the talent of Jadarian Price is just going to overtake that. And maybe George is the number 2 when it comes to the start of the regular season. But, yeah, I thought that was right. I asked 2 questions that I kind of knew the answer to start. I just wanted to verify with John Boyle. But, yeah, it has to be George Alani.
JC and Kent says, Bump out here calling Sam Darnold Matthew Stafford, now Sam Bradford. Get it together, LOL.
You know what I'm saying?
But
when did I call him Matthew Stafford? I didn't call him Matthew Stafford.
I don't remember that, but I can't.
I did say Sam Darnold, though.
I can't call him big guy.
That's different.
I didn't realize that was even an insult. Wow. Matt Curtis, is this something that's just known? Is big guy rude?
It's condescending, yeah.
I did not realize that. I thought it was the same as like big dog.
It's like saying pal.
Okay.
Listen here, pal. Listen here, big guy.
Say there's a conflict. I'd be like, hey, chill, big guy.
Oh, okay. Oh,
you know?
Yes, that makes much more sense when you say it that way. I thought it was like what's up, big guy?
That don't even sound. You know what?
I don't know.
But that's why we're here, because you're not in those situations where you probably will ever have to say that.
I've never called any of my girlfriends big guy. I will say that. Never in my life.
I'm sure.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. A hot take from Nick Wright has him in hot water, and the latest from a Seattle sports villain.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play!
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
When I go to a dealership, I don't want to be pushed into buying something. Sometimes I just want to look around, test drive, check out new features. When I went to Wayscar Ford in Auburn, they got that. There was no pressure, zero. It actually turned out to be a pretty fun experience because they were genuinely excited to show me cool features and newer models, and they only want to sell you a car if you actually want to buy one. The thing I want most is to be able to trust the person I'm working with. A new car is a huge investment, I have to be honest. I don't know a ton about cars. I do know, though. It's the second largest thing next to a house that most people will ever buy. So, yeah, I want to make sure I'm buying from a reputable place. I want a warranty. And I want to make sure I'm covered if for any reason I change my mind. Wayscar Ford has that. A 5-day or 500-mile, no questions asked, 100% money-back guarantee. There's a reason they've been in Auburn for 104 years. Go see them. Wayscar Ford in Auburn. That's wayscarford.com.
Windows are a home's top target for break-ins. At Lake Washington Windows and Doors, we offer added security with our exclusive 3-layer security glass protection. Combined with our lifetime warranty, you'll have lifetime peace of mind. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors, a name you can trust.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
Mariners and Astros today in Houston. 5:10 first pitch, 4 o'clock pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
And we're back. The big headline today. Your Washington Credit Union, WSECU, has done it again.
5 straight years as Forbes' best in-state credit union. That's a dynasty, Rick, like 5 straight championship rings.
Or 5 seasons hitting 400, Steve.
Holy catfish. If you want a team that wins year after year, join your Washington Credit Union, WSECU. Details at WSECU.org.
Ooh, that face. Quantum Fiber Internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Hey, Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum Fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum Fiber Internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. And if you've been dreaming of that new deck, you got to get a hold of PCF. Call them before the great weather arrives and their schedule gets totally filled up. With a new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy the outdoors year-round no matter what the weather brings. And for a limited time, how about this? Get 50% off demolition costs savings up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. They designed and built our outdoor living space, and we love it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, and construction can take a little time, so get started today. Get project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and look at all the offer details at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. When people come first.
Around the Diamond is sponsored by Klein Jewelers.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-OA.
Kicking off the timeline, all-time Seattle sports villain Howard Schultz is back. He penned an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal about moving Starbucks jobs from their Seattle headquarters to Nashville, Tennessee. The entire thing just completely pans Seattle leadership, government for creating what he calls a hostile business environment. He points directly to Katie Wilson. He says that their tax system is completely unsustainable, sales tax system. He calls it broken. A reliance on sales tax at 10.55%, deeply regressive, whatever. Point being, Howard Schultz, I fear you are the last person I want to hear critique anything about Seattle.
Nobody care about what you think.
No one cares what you think, Howard.
No one cares, man. And you know what? When the Sonics come back in a couple years, don't you go anywhere near a climate pledge. Don't you even wear green anymore, right? You just you wear your blue and your orange, and you support that team that you took over there to Oklahoma. I don't care what you have to say.
I don't. And, this isn't even a debate about the business climate in Seattle or the pros and cons of whatever. I'm sure there's someone listening that's going, well, he's making a couple points.
Mm-hmm.
It's about where it's coming from. And it's about, I have 0% faith that this is him acting in good faith. I don't know if it's trying to curry favor from some people in Seattle, if it's taking another shot. I don't know what it is, but it's stupid, and no one wants to hear it from him. Curtis, your reaction to this one, hearing from Howard Schultz?
Just shut up, Howard. You have no leg to stand on. Removing what was an institution in Seattle for 41 years, the Sonics, when you decided to sell them to Oklahoma City, you did nothing to help keep the fabric of the city together when you did that. So I think after that moment, everything that he has ever tried to do here in Seattle has been laughed at. And again, I get that it is a hot topic for a lot of people, just kind of the climate of, having a business in the city of Seattle. It is tougher, I think, just based off of how the economy is. But dude, you're a billionaire. How tough is this going to be on you, really? Starbucks is one of the biggest brands in the world.
He's pandering.
Craig.
He's pandering.
He absolutely is. So just, Howard, go to Miami, where you are now living, and leave Seattle alone.
Next story, FS1's Nick Wright always has a take, that we know, but this one's getting him in some hot water. Some people really agree with it, though. Bump, tell me if you do. He's growing tired of a trend he's seeing in NBA press conferences, which is kids being used to shield their dads.
Bringing children to press conferences after losses should not be allowed. And I think Joel Embiid is obviously an awesome family man and a great dad. And when we first saw it with, I think it was Steph's daughter, it was, not only was it adorable, here's the other thing, it was in the midst of them always winning, and all the press conference stuff was just celebratory. And so it was cute, and there was never oh man, I kind of need to ask him an awkward question, but he has this adorable child with him. It is, whether intentional or not, the ultimate effect is your kid is shielding you from what could be tough or uncomfortable questions. That is the point of those press conferences.
So he says kids should not be allowed at press conferences. Do you agree?
100% agree. 100%. Because I'm not going to ask the same question if your son or daughter is sitting there. That's anywhere. We can be at the park. We can be at the bar. Be at someone's house. If a child is there, the tone automatically changes. You don't want the child to be in the middle of something that can be perceived as a conflict, because kids just feel things. They don't understand things. They feel them. So, no, man, get up there and take that L and answer those questions like a man. I agree 100% with this. After wins, so be it. It's going to be all all butterflies and flowers anyway. But after a loss, man, come on, dude. Take little Bobby, sit him down, put him in the hallway with his mom, your significant other. Answer these tough questions because that conference would have went completely different if Joel didn't have his son there.
That part. And also, I think that some people just don't like media in general, and so there's kind of a pushback against, if he has his kid, who cares? Whatever. If you bring your kids to something, and it's like, okay, but think about it this way. This is a work environment. He's at work right now.
He is.
Would you bring your kid into a tough meeting in front of someone to avoid that? No, like he's on the clock per se. And I agree with Nick, like if it was bringing your kid after a win, all the questions are just fluffy, it's fine. Yeah. But like you are kind of low key using your kid as a shield.
You are, definitely. I don't agree with much that he says, but with that one, I got you.
We heard yesterday from NHL insider David Pagnotta that the Kraken would move the number 7 pick if they could get a star in return. Would Toronto superstar Austin Matthews interest anyone? Pagnotta says Seattle would be among a handful of teams that could try to land him in a trade.
To be honest, I think it's not just Austin that has to make that decision. I think it's the Leafs too. I think they have to be real about their situation. I think the writing's kind of on the wall in terms of the direction of the team moving forward because they weren't able to do everything. And I think it's in both parties' best interest to move on. You can maximize a return. And I think, everybody's tied to Los Angeles. Everybody goes, it's LA. LA wants him. They'll do Byfield and they'll add something else. And LA is certainly one that everyone will tie to. And I think there's legitimacy there because I think LA certainly has interest. Utah has a ton of top tier talent, young talent. Whether he wants to go there or not, I don't know. But I think Utah would go hard after him. I think Seattle would go very hard after him. Not sure what they would have, but they would certainly be in that mix because that's the type of player that Seattle wants.
Seattle has struggled with scoring. He has led the NHL in goals 3 times in his career, was the NHL's most valuable player in 2022. Bump, would you try to make this move?
Yes. Do something. Somebody do something, man.
Somebody do something.
You have not developed. It seems like you haven't drafted well the last couple of years either. You haven't been able to attract free agents. Now it's time to make a move. The honeymoon phase is over now with the Kraken. Was it year 5, 6 now?
This will be year 6.
Year 6.
No
the
more
honeymoon phase
fun.
is over. Make a move. Show the fans that you care, and maybe we'll keep buying those $20 tall boys that I got to get when I go to Climate Pledge, for crying out loud.
If you're charging me $25 for a Truly, I want to make sure. I better see Austin Matthews
make sure I'm watching
out
Austin
there.
Matthews
I better
41 nights a year.
Curtis, you chimed in with yes, and you also added it to the timeline, and I know it's because you feel strongly about this.
Yeah, look, Austin Matthews is probably top 2 or 3 most popular player in the world. He does have his fair share of playoff failures in Toronto. That's no secret, but at least they're getting to the playoffs. We don't see that here in Seattle.
Like Toronto as a whole has playoff failures. Like it's not just him. Like notoriously do.
Yeah, and he's just 2 seasons removed from 69 goals. Very nice total there. And he's on the best side of 30. Get him here in Seattle. Do whatever it takes. I don't care.
Next and last story, another shining example of price gouging from our friends at FIFA ahead of the World Cup. Now take a listen to this one. The Soccer Federation is selling $999 limited.
What were we gonna say?
$999.
I get it.
That was my Anchorman moment. The Federation is selling 999 limited edition jerseys featuring designs of the 16 host cities. It costs $375, which, look, what's the most you've spent on an article of clothing or a shoe? It's not unheard of. That's
shoes.
a lot.
I bought some shoes for $300.
Right? Like, it's a lot. But if you're thinking, okay, there's limited edition, there's not a lot, I could see people buying this. It is quite a bit, though. The catch is also, according to FIFA, the jerseys aren't meant to be worn.
Man, what are we doing?
They say,
what are we doing?
They say they are bumped. This is actually the excerpt. Built to be kept. Not all jerseys are made to be worn. Some are created to last beyond the moment they represent. This is not merchandise, period. This is a collectible.
It's merchandise.
I guarantee you 2 things. Either the quality is so bad with these jerseys, they're like, listen, they're going to fall apart. You do one wash, and it is over. And if you're charging that much, it's not to be worn. You better have Clint Dempsey's autograph on that thing. You better have that. And also, FIFA, you are the mafia, you are the cartel, you are organized crime. And this is an example of the FIFA being just who they are. Do not buy that jersey.
I'm telling you right now, this is Fanatics. This is Fanatics. It will catch on fire in your dryer, and they are marking it up to $400. There is some reason they don't want you to wash it.
It's poorly made.
They are making a fortune.
It's poorly made.
From selling you this.
Thing is thin as heck.
Someone said, does Stacy also think it was WW11? You guys are funny. Let's go around the diamond. The Mariners look to build off last night's win in Game 2 against the Astros. Pregame at 4 p.m. First pitch at 5:10 p.m. on Seattle Sports. That's Around the Diamond, brought to you by Klein Jewelers, Edmonds. Hype Train coming your way next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Drayer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Hey, it's Shannon O'Kelly from IRG, and this Wednesday, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk all about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Which joints have you seen good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Dr. Wagner has performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Are you in pain? Join the free live stem cell webinar Wednesday night at 6 to learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. drmarkwagnermd.com.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just help make sure they're ready. Before you hit the road, get a pre-trip safety check from Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires, including all-terrain, highway, all-season, and all-weather. So go ahead, explore with confidence. Les Schwab Tires. We're here to help you take the long way. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
Listen every day to the Bump and Stacy Show for headline rewrites. Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services. Security systems and fire alarms for every business. Bay Alarm, we got you.
Boost your team's productivity and morale with this workplace tip from Cintas. A well-maintained uniform helps your team look and feel more professional. Don't leave their appearance to chance. Let Cintas handle your team's uniforms. With their Apparel Plus program, Cintas picks up, launders, and delivers fresh work apparel back to you, so your employees focus on doing their jobs, not their laundry. Learn more about Apparel Plus at Cintas.com.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, $6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our Kids Zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Coming up at 1 p.m., it's the Dugout All Mariners from 1 to 2. In our next hour, going pretty heavy Seahawks. We're starting out with a Seahawks Q&A. A few of you submitted your questions on Twitter yesterday, and then we're taking a look around the NFL at 12:30. Before we get to any of that, let's head to the station for Hype Train. Come on, Cal. You got this. He is in the biggest slump, not just of his career, but of any player this year. It is a pretty atrocious 0 for 36 now, correct?
Who's
0 for 34.
counting?
At this point, I've lost count. Let's just hope it doesn't get to Davis's record. Cal gets a hit today is your Hype Train.
All right, so the last time we saw the homie from overseas on the mound, we were just raking. And I feel like that's what you need. Sometimes you just need to beat up on a lesser opponent, on someone who just doesn't have it. Punch down. That's what you need sometimes. So because of that, because his last AB, he almost got a hit, I'm going to say, you know what, Cal? He's going to load up properly. Going to keep the hands tight. He's going to be on time. And boom! He gets a bomb today. Not only a hit, he goes yard today.
Oh, wow.
Let's go, California.
Cal gets a hit today. I'm keeping the bar real low. Bump is boarding. Just a hit, a single even. Just a bloop single.
Dribbler.
Yeah, Curtis, you boarding.
It happens today. You heard it here second. Cal Raleigh will get a hit today. We're boarding this train. Absolutely, it happens. First AB?
I don't think so.
First time through?
I think first AB he walks because Imai has horrible control. I think maybe the next time through, that's when he gets his hit. So he's 1 for 1 with a walk. Like, that's a great start to the day. Home run today? Maybe not. We're taking
no one
baby
asked you to
steps.
debunk my take. You can just go with yours without saying, you know what, Bump's wrong. You know what? I got you, Curtis. I got you. What'd I do to you?
Bump, you're wrong. Yeah.
Curtis is boarding.
We're aboard the train.
I'm also aboard the train, and I'm not just going on.
If he hits a bomb, Curtis, I'm coming in this piece.
I'm not just. Curtis, are you bringing in donuts if Cal hits a home run?
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
Nice. Come on, Cal. No, I think that we saw improvement over each AB that he had. I was not at all encouraged by the first one. At one point, I don't know if it was the first or second, but it was basically like a 3-4 pitch strikeout, just still swinging at high fastballs out of the zone, just not laying off the things he should be laying off that Ryan Divish talked to us about yesterday. The last one should have been a hit. And I'm encouraged by flyouts as opposed to completely whiffing.
Yeah.
So it feels like it is very gradually trending in the right direction. I think it'll be enough today facing horrible pitching. Speaking of, next up, your next hype train. The Mariners knock the Astros starter out by the 5th.
Oh, yeah. That's automatic, systematic. I'm on that train. I forgot his name, but... Imai. Gonna be a bad day for you, sir. Got Julio, who's feeling it. Naylor's going to get back on track. Reynolds been doing his thing, too. And Cal's going to do it. So, yeah, he's out. He's only going to go, like, 65 pitches, too. They're like, let's get him.
The M's not...
No, actually, no, I'll take that back. We want a lot of pitches. Let's get him right, 85, 90 pitches.
Well, maybe not the wrong pitches. The M's knocked the Astros starter out by the 5th. Curtis.
Imai this, Imai that. He might want to start throwing strikes, or else his day's going to be a short one. We're boarding this train. Yeah, Mariners knock him out in like the 3rd inning. I think it's going to be a quick one. The Astros pitching so bad. They're terrible.
I wish I was on
Basura.
a different show.
What?
The two of you and Hype Train just constantly one-upping each other with takes and puns. Yes. His last outing was so horrific, and even if they fix the mound, I don't know if that fixes him for today.
What's wrong with the mound?
They're all
the same.
Nothing's wrong with the mound.
It's regulation, ain't it?
Nothing's wrong with the mound. It was the weirdest excuse. I've never heard anything like that. I can't find the exact quote, but I've never heard that excuse before.
Weird.
Next up. The Seahawks start their season against the Bears. The schedule is released Thursday.
Yeah, they're going to start with the Bears. Been on this. It's a good matchup. You have Caleb Williams. Some people have him as a preseason MVP candidate because of what he did last year. You got Kobe Bryant, who's over there with the Bears now. Yeah, it makes sense. It's a process of elimination, and we keep getting fewer and fewer options. I'm just going to roll with what we've been saying, what Shefty's been saying for a while now. It's the Bears.
The Seahawks start their season against the Bears. Curtis, are you boarding?
It makes the most sense out of all their projected opponents. So, yeah, we're going to board that train. Because the Chargers, yeah, there is the McDonald-Harbaugh connection there, but that's not going to draw the eyes of the casual NFL viewer. Cardinals, no. Patriots, potentially. I just don't think the NFL wants the Patriots on that kind of stage. Right out of the gate. There was a Barstool podcaster who said that he's hearing Seahawks Patriots for week 1, but I don't think that's true, especially when all of the NFL insiders have been saying over the last couple of days they think it's Seahawks Bears.
I mean, if he's right, credit to him, but everything points to it being the Bears. And like to your point, those insiders that have been saying it's like Adam Schefter.
Yeah, it's not
as insidery as you can get. Yeah. Yes, boarding this one as well. All aboard! All aboard. Next up, Seahawks are going to be the feature team of HBO's Hard Knocks this fall for training camp, and I will find a way to get on camera.
You definitely will. I'm on board easy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're going to realize where the cameras are. You're going to wave at the wrong people at times, but every now and then it's going to be the right person. You're going to strike up conversations with people with HBO vests on.
Thank you.
And they will know your name. You just keep me out of it. You can have all of that. Okay?
No, absolutely not. I'm dragging all of us in there.
All of us?
Yeah. If I win, all the homies win. You know what I mean? Like if I get on these cameras, you guys are all coming with me.
I prefer to be low key.
That's weird. Curtis, I am able to get on the Hard Knocks cameras. I'm going to be desperately trying.
No, we know.
I'm going to miss segments. Bump's
you're going to bring outfit
host.
changes.
Bump will be hosting solo.
Yeah, we're going to see you trying to peek over, like, is it Liev Schreiber who narrates that show? I bet he'll pop over at
Seahawks
camp. You're going to be like, hey, Hey, Liam, it's me. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, Stacy's absolutely going to find a way to get on the Hard Knocks cameras. And I think what will inspire her to do so is the fact that she did not get on the Thursday Night Football intro 2 seasons ago, and Bump did.
That was
where they filmed both of you
devastating.
in the tiny closet at CX headquarters where we have our studio.
Yeah, and I thought I nailed it too. And I was like, I should have known. Yeah, I'm obviously going to get on camera. Matt, are you boarding?
Oh, I'm boarding. If there's one thing Stacy has a talent for, it is making something about Stacy.
Thank you.
And I think she's going to succeed here, so I'm on the train.
Hey, Stacy said during the Thursday Night Football shows, when I watch film, I really broke this thing down. The 3 Tech is really struggling this week.
Just oversold.
No, I was playing.
Bob, let me tell you a little something about football.
But I don't know if you know, but the 3-4 under defense
started talking in your news anchor voice.
But I get it.
And the Seahawks.
But I get it slightly wrong. I'm like, when you're working in a Bear Claw front. You're listening to Bump and, more importantly, Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Speaking of me, I put out a tweet yesterday asking you guys for your Seahawks questions, and we're going to answer them next.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
What does baseball and Klein Jewelers have in common? Diamonds, of course. Hi, Andy Klein here. Sure, we love baseball, but we love diamonds even more. Why? Because our diamonds sparkle and last longer than 9 innings. Every diamond is hand-selected for maximum brilliance, quality, and value. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds also has a big selection of engagement rings, wedding bands, diamond and gemstone fashion jewelry, and one-of-a-kind custom designs. Swing for the fences and shine with Klein.
You don't have to be a great golfer to get a handicap. You don't have to play every weekend. And you definitely don't have to be super competitive. A golf handicap index is for any golfer. Michael Bump is here. In fact, it only takes 3 18-hole rounds to get started. So whether you play to compete, improve, or just have more fun with your golf buddies, a handicap makes the game fair and more interesting. Getting one is easy. Sign up, post 3 rounds, and you're set. Learn more at wagolf.org/710. That's wagolf.org/710.
Seattle, last chance to get in the game. Life Surge is coming May 16th, and this is your shot to be there and meet Russell Wilson with a purchase of a VIP reserve ticket. Plus, hear from an elite lineup, Tim Tebow, Robert Herjavec, Sage Steele, and more. This is your opportunity to be equipped to make kingdom impact in your life and business. If you're ready to level up, this is where you show up. Angel of the Winds Arena, Saturday, May 16th. Get your tickets now at lifesurge.com.
Dave Wyman here, and you've heard me talk about a local company for over a year now I really love working with, Harley Exteriors. You can expect a no-pressure consultation, they're great people to work with, and their windows are beautiful. I recently met with them, and I was excited to hear about the many Seattle sports listeners they've worked with. And now, Harley Exteriors has stepped up with a can't-miss offer. Right now, get $450 off each new window, $1,000 off each patio or entry door, 12-month or 18-month, no interest, no payment options, plus $200 off your final project total. If that isn't enough to get you started on a new project, I don't know what is. Schedule a consultation just like I did. Give them a call at 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Minimum purchase of 4 windows required for window discount. Qualifying windows must be 36 by 36 or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other offers outside this promotion. Offer valid through May 31st.
Still planning your summer vacation? Tired of airports and long drives? Anacortes Yacht Charters has a better option. Cruise the San Juan Islands aboard a fully equipped yacht. Take the helm of a bareboat charter or hire a skipper to explore on your terms. Quiet coves, lively harbors, no schedules. Just a tide guide and a sense of adventure. With a fleet of 50 powerboats and sailboats, AYC has options for groups large and small, from beginner to old salt. Start your San Juan adventure at ayc.com/KIRO.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily,
There's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Meet the company electrifying the marine industry. ARC, a fully electric boat that feels like a luxury EV. Significantly less maintenance and service, ARC boats are easy to operate and maintain. Go to arcboats.com/demo. ARC, you have to see it to believe it.
You can count on the Seattle Times for local news and information on your teams and your scores. Mariners, Seahawks, Sounders, Kraken, Storm, Huskies, Cougars, Rain. Get inside the game and go beyond the stats. The Seattle Times is always there with game summaries, player interviews, and play-by-play analysis. Don't miss a play. Stay in the game and in the know for what's next. Read our coverage at seattletimes.com/sports.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our kids zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners took game one of their 4-game series against the Astros. Julio hit a home run to the train tracks in a 3-1 win, Seattle's 8th consecutive against Houston. They also made up a half game in the AL West because the A's didn't play yesterday, so the Mariners are now 2 games out of first place with 3 to go.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. I put out a tweet for Seahawks fans to send in their questions, and Bump, I'm going to go over 4 right now that I thought were, I hesitate to say the best. You know what I mean? I'm a big participation trophy, everyone wins person.
Are you?
I think so.
That's unfortunate. You know who is Big Ray? Big Ray is big on that, though.
I am, because I think it's important to celebrate. And look, as someone who's the recipient of a 10th place ribbon, I have to recognize that, I felt good about my performance that day.
Can we agree, all right, once you hit high school, participation trophies can go away?
It wasn't a participation trophy. It's a real ribbon for 10th place.
They're giving ribbons for 10th place.
Not everyone. Every single person there didn't get a ribbon, I don't think. Maybe they did.
So it's not a participation. You earn that if everyone's not getting it.
Okay, now I don't know for a fact that everyone didn't get one. However, I'm really proud of that ribbon, and my mom still has it.
That's good. I'm proud of you too.
What I find funny about the 10th place ribbon is that there are only 8 lanes.
Funny about it?
That there are only 8 lanes in a pool. There's not 10 lanes. There's only 8 lanes.
First of all, it's for 2 heats. When you're talking about districts, you're talking about all the teams that are there. So
sure,
there's multiple. You know what I mean?
All right, 10th place ain't bad for districts.
So it's like 10th out of 12 to 14.
There you go.
All right.
That's not bad.
Not
and then you have
all.
some people that are disqualified. They don't get ribbons.
I would have left that part out.
I'll move on to more important things. I'm sorry. So I'm just going to go through what I feel are the ones that are kind of the best, most fun conversations. And I'm going to start with this one, and it's one that we've asked a guest. Someone tweeted their question, why has Witherspoon not been extended? Why do you think?
I think because they have to wait and see what they did during free agency, right? You got to make sure your money is right. Obviously, you signed JSN. I don't think they're going to do anything with a Sam Darnold contract, but then you bring over Dante Fowler as well. I think they just wanted to see where the money was and if they could backload this thing to just save even more money to see if they need to get another free agent or whatnot. It's going to get done, but I think it was just timing. Like, all right, well, let's just wait this out. Spoon seems like he's in a good place with it. He's still showing up to work and doing his thing, but let the cookie crumble, and then we'll figure that out.
You think he participates at OTAs later this month?
Yeah, I think he does.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
Even though he was famously, well, maybe not famously, but he was the last rookie to sign in the 2023 class in a holdout, an actual holdout that lasted a day into camp. It was like day 2 of training camp.
Yeah.
He was then on the field. So I'm not altogether worried about it. I think maybe the question is, by how much does he want to reset the market? Right now we're talking $31 million per for the highest paid corner, Trent McDuffie, with the Rams. If you want to get 31.5, I think the Seahawks could do that. How much more is he looking to ask?
I think he has
for?
a good argument too if he wants to be the highest paid corner of the game.
What's his
it's
argument?
all about it's timing. It's timing, and you know what I did for this defense. Him and Nicky Moore are the wrenches. You know what I mean? Like, you know what your D linemen are going to do, you do your stunts or whatnot. But when you have a player or players on that second level that can cover, get after the quarterback, drop into zone as well, it brings a different type of versatility. When Kirk Cousins talks about, I don't know what they're in until a step or two into the snap, he plays a role in that. Mainly Nick and Moore, but he plays a role in that as well. So he's just so versatile. So why not? He does more than what Trent McDuffie does.
I am curious, do you think it means anything that his agent, not just the agency CAA is massive, but his agent is one of Christian Gonzalez's agents? Do you think that there's an incentive for them to try to push?
They're both waiting?
Mm-hmm.
Christian hasn't been paid yet either?
Well, no, because Christian signed, like Spoon, the 5th-year option. I think he signed it, but they used the 5th-year option. So I don't really know what happened. I feel like that's a factor, but I'm not savvy enough when it comes to agents and negotiations to know how it's a factor.
No, I feel you. It could be.
Isn't it?
Can't
It's
rule
just
it
an
out.
interesting little nugget. Okay, next question. Who will have a bigger impact in their second season coming off injury, Torrey Horton or Riley Mills?
This is a tough one because you have your starting 3 wideouts right now. You got JSM, you got Cooper Kupp, you got Rashid Shaheed. Rashid's probably the number 2. Cooper Kupp's the number 3. What Torrey Horton brings to the table is that he is a returner. 1 punt return to the house already, 90-something yards. I was there. You were there. It was nice. What was that, week 2 or something like that? Week 3?
Week 2 was on the road.
All right.
So week 3.
Week
maybe,
3.
Yeah.
And then you look at Riley Mills. My man played 10 snaps, 15 snaps in the Super Bowl, got himself a sack. The thing that gives Riley Mills the edge right now is because we know they rotate that defensive line. He might get more opportunities, but because the special teams unit is so good, I could see Torrey Horton having 1 or 2 kicks to the house again. So I'm going to go with the guy who's going to touch the football. I'm going to say Torrey Horton.
Okay.
Because his plays have the potential to be bigger, like a big 60-yard catch or a 70-yard return. I think Mills probably gets more reps, but I think that Horton, if you take a punt return to the house, it says 75 to 80% of the time, you win that ball game.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Torrey Horton.
I think that the only question I have with Horton, and it's also what I would assume, I like the rule of who's touching the football, who has a chance to actually put points on the board, and I know you can do it with an interception or a recovery or forced fumble, but there's a real impact there on special teams. The shin injury is a strange one. I did not expect it to be so long lasting.
No, me either.
And so vague, right? With not a clear timeline, and we're still waiting for things. I don't think it has to be ominous, but it was an injury I didn't expect to keep him out and to remain an unclear timetable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you hear shins, you think of shin splints. And I know that I've never had them before, but I've had teammates who had them, and they're painful from what I understand. But to be out the whole season, man, that had to be severe.
Okay, so I have more from Twitter, but someone said, please take text questions from those of us who don't do social media. So this is one of those from the 253. How often will we see 21 and 22 personnel in 2026?
21 and 22. How often will we see it? I think there will be an uptick because of what the 49ers have done over there the past few years. And Fleury bringing that offense over here, you got to have the personnel to do it, which I think they do. And it's all about Oots, really. If Oots can be healthy and become just a good blocker, then I think we see more of it.
Mm-hmm.
He's the factor because you have the tight ends to run that. Obviously, you got a good running back, a few good running backs back there. And I wonder if they go 22 with like Jadarian and Halani back there. But I think Oots will be the determining factor of how often you see it. I think there will be an increase just because of what the 49ers did.
Is he an important part of what they might want to do, or just like something that could work out? Because I see so many fans that are excited about Oots' potential, but maybe unfairly saying he can be used check.
He's not going to be used check. Yeah. Let's just get that out the way right now. Let me look at the snap count of Juszczyk last year real quick with the Niners. He played in 510 plays, 45% of the time. That's a good amount for a fullback. So I think that they'll have their fullback packages, but it's all contingent on the performance of Oots.
Okay. One that we've actually answered a couple times, but I'm going to reintroduce it anyway. Which rookie is going to make an impact this upcoming season?
Bud Clark, off top. I think Bud is going to be one of the starting safeties eventually. Maybe not early because Tao Okada is solid as heck. They re-signed him for a reason. He made plays last year. That pick against Green Bay, was it? I think it was against Green Bay. Did we play Green Bay last year? No, that was in
the preseason.
That was preseason. Yeah, but he had a pick, toe tap on the sideline last year. He belongs. It was against the Commanders. He belongs. But I think that Bud Clark physically and talent-wise just brings a bit more to the table than him. I think Bud starts this year.
Is it because Jadarian's too easy an answer?
Yeah, I just automatically assume that he's gonna start. Like, he's not even my thought process.
I have one about Jadarian, so let's just transition to that one.
All right.
This was not actually a question from someone. They just gave me their take.
Okay.
Ask your questions, and they said, hot take, and then came in with it. So I was like, all right, man, so here we go. They said, hot take. Emmanuel Wilson has the best running back season for the Hawks over Jadarian Price.
That is a hot take.
You're not agreeing with it?
I don't agree, though.
Okay.
Nah, look, Emmanuel is not an explosive running back. He is a hard-nosed, run behind my pads, I'm heavy, going to take 2 or 3 y'all to take me down. Jadarian is, I can run through you, around you, and I can break one for 50 or 60.
I think sometimes people love where a surprise comes from, and you kind of want to, when you can make a bet on like a random thing happening, or you bet on, God, this is going to be a horrible analogy. I'm going to take it back. There's no football reason I think Emmanuel Wilson is going to lead this team in rushing yards.
Mm-hmm.
I think people just love a story of someone people are overlooking, and I totally get that.
Yep.
I don't think that they go with Jadarian Price in the first round thinking that they've got every question answered at running back. And that's not to say Jadarian isn't a first-round talent or that he's not great or can't help the team, but it was very clearly a room that they wanted to continue to add to. So to me, that says about the team's own expectations for Emmanuel Wilson. I think it's cool to have a take, but I think Jadarian is not only a great fit for the scheme and stuff that you've explained to help us all make sense of it, but this is a chance to immediately be the guy.
You don't take a running back in the first round. I don't care if it's the end of the first round and not give him every opportunity to be that guy. So, yes, when you start training camp, George Halani might be with the ones for a bit. But eventually, if Jadarian can pick up pass pro, which is the hardest thing to do in the NFL at the running back spot, and take care of the football because he did put it on the ground a few times at Notre Dame, I expect him to be the guy.
Now, it may end up happening. Chris Carson, as a 7th rounder, famously took that job from Rashad Penny. But there's also interesting things around that where Carson wouldn't have been a 7th rounder if he wasn't hurt in school. Mm-hmm. Rashad Penny got hurt once he entered the league and just never quite fit with the offense. Whereas Jadarian is a much better fit for what Seattle actually wants to do. So.
Yeah. And they drafted offensive linemen that fits what they want to do as well. So, yeah, I expect Price to be that guy. If not week 1, no later than week 3 or 4.
Yeah. I think. Okay, so those were the bulk of our questions. I did have one that I didn't quite know how to answer that I'll toss in here at the end. And I'll reframe it a bit. They said, is there still a chance the Hawks make a trade for Kayvon Thibodeau? Feel free to take that as, should the Seahawks keep adding?
Thibodeau, no. Keep adding? Probably. I think it comes down to what's available, what Dante looks like. You get into training camp. I don't know. I look at the group right now, and I feel like they're looking at development with the youngs, experience with the olds, and let's just ride it out and see what happens. Because a lot of these veterans are guys who come into camp late after week one. Someone gets banged up, and now they need a veteran to come in and fill a spot. But I think where they're at right now, numbers-wise, they're good. Experience-wise, they're good.
Mm-hmm.
If one of these guys who are a 2 or 3 can develop, I don't think there's no need for that.
Let's see if we have any more on the text line. I think people are always really curious about what Milroe's role is going to be. And to that, I would say I genuinely don't know. I would not transition him to another position, though.
Mm-hmm.
I get being what if we make Milroe?
Quarterback is a quarterback.
Yeah.
I get who transitioned. Terrell Pryor transitioned to a wideout, and I think he had a couple good games
AJ
or
Daniels.
years. Yeah, but just because you can run don't mean you can run routes and feel safety to go across the middle and do all that good stuff.
Let's get to headline rewrites.
Headline rewrites.
Must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, the Chiefs will open their 2026 season against the Broncos on Monday Night Football, meaning they will not be playing the Seahawks in Week 1. The site of that Monday night game still TBD. What's the real headline?
You know what? At this point in the offseason, you could probably talk me into watching a Jarrett Stidham versus Justin Fields game.
Yeah, how about a Kyler Murray versus Tyler Shook?
I would watch I would watch
all of that. I watch
Zach Wilson for the Jets. He's not with the Jets, but
Cam Ward against Geno Smith.
I would watch
watching it.
Blake Bortles against Christian Ponder.
Tyler Huntley versus Drew Lock.
I'd watch it.
What
do you think is the worst quarterback matchup of last? You know what I mean? I don't know that they actually faced each other, but I said Blake Bortles, Christian Ponder, and I'm like, man, we really did go through some weird quarterback phases as a league.
We did.
As a league.
I think Colt McCoy versus another backup whenever he was playing.
Oh, who was that guy with the really long neck that kept getting
Mike
dropped?
Glennon?
Thank you.
Yeah. He's got to be on a roster somewhere. Is he still with the Texans?
Mike Glennon?
Yeah.
He's been out of the league.
Has he? I was thinking of the Stanford quarterback. What's his name? Mills?
Davis Mills.
Mills got a neck on him, too.
He has the Texans and long neck quarterbacks. That's really kind of their thing.
USA Today in 2023, they compiled the 5 worst quarterback matchups they could find, just statistically.
Mm-hmm.
No particular order, though.
Yeah.
In the 2017 season, Tom Savage for the Texans took on Blaine Gabbert for the Cardinals.
Oh, Blaine Gabbert.
The Texans won that one 31-21.
I'd watch. That's a good game.
In 2017,
31-21.
In 2017, you have the Cardinals and 49ers. Drew Stanton of the Cardinals took on C.J. Beathard of the 49ers.
Wow, beat hard.
Yeah.
Legacy kid. Family in the league.
2000, this was back when I think they were rookies. Tim Couch and Akili Smith. And then
Akili Smith was supposed to be the guy, too.
Yeah, and then 2001, you had very old Vinny Testaverde and Chris Winkie of the Carolina Panthers going up against each other. Oh, and then 2010, Josh Freeman against Jimmy Clausen, Bucks Panthers. Jimmy Clausen was terrible.
I'd watch all of these games right now. Truly all of them.
For sure.
I would tune in at kickoff. I tune in for pregame.
When I was in high school, Jimmy Clausen they thought he was the greatest thing to ever touch a football, straight out of Orange County.
When was Jamarcus Russell drafted?
07.
I don't quite remember the discourse around him or watching him in college. I always think what would that have been like? to watch like that level of a bust. Just like this guy completely bombing.
You know who I saw in college? I took a trip and thought I drank the Kool-Aid and thought he was going to be one of the greatest of all time. Jamarcus Russell. At LSU, I watched him at practice. I'm like, this dude is amazing. Like, how is he not going to be great in the NFL?
Well, and there are guys who were amazing in college, and then people think that their pro careers somehow negate that, which isn't true at all.
Yeah.
All right, what's next? We did
Headline
very
Rewrite.
much guys sitting around in the garage.
Right. Guys, yeah.
Okay.
Headline number 2, Dante Fowler Jr. told Seahawks.com that DeMarcus Lawrence pitched him on Seattle by saying if he wants to win a Super Bowl, then he should come here. What's the real headline?
Yeah, I think this means DeMarcus is coming back, guys.
Right? Why would you do that? Why would you convince your boy to go to the party and then be like, actually, I'm not going? Now, when I first got married, I did that several times, but there's no reason for D-Law to play this game with Dante. So put in the books, D-Law's going to come back. Fowler's going to be there. Mills is going to shine. Uchenna's going to ball. Leo's going to do his thing. Jay Reed's going to get after the quarterback. This defense is looking all right.
Can Fowler make the kind of impact that DeMarcus Lawrence did in his first year with Seattle? Okay, why not?
No. D-Law, come on. You got 2 scooping scores to the house.
Set our expectations
You got how many sacks did he have this year, Curtis? You know?
6?
I mean,
More
the ability of D-Law is a bit different from Fowler. D-Law played like a 27-year-old. It was amazing watching him and his effort. Fowler, maybe being in a new spot, will get rejuvenated, but his game, from what I see, is more of a steady game. Like, he is that little Korean lady who beats me in golf every time, but she just hits it down the middle. 150, 170 down the middle. And I'm sitting there trying to wind up and bash it down the middle, and I slice it. Like, that's D-Law. D-Law's going to go. But Dante's more like, all right, let me get to my spot.
Headline Rewrites.
Headline 3, Bump's Lakers were swept out of the playoffs last night by Oklahoma City. What's the real headline?
So we all hate Oklahoma City now.
I've always hated Oklahoma City.
Yeah, me too.
But,
well, not always, not my whole life, but a good chunk of it.
Yeah, this is, we knew this was going to go down. I was happy my boys put up a fight last night. 41-year-old LeBron James. Now, I've never been a real LeBron James fan. He plays for my team, so I got to support him. But last night was the most respect I think I've ever had for him.
40 minutes.
Because he's 41, played 40 minutes, and then I'm sure you guys saw the clip of him and Caruso going back and forth the game prior. And LeBron purposely got him in a switch and made Caruso guard him and backed him down like the old man does his nephews at the barbecue and went up. At that age, 41, competing at that level is crazy to me. And you know what? At one point, we had to leave with a minute left, but the Young Bucks got us.
Competing at that level at that age is making some people wonder whether he won't actually retire, whether he'll continue to stay with the Lakers, maybe go to another team. What do you think he actually does? What do you think he does, and what should he do?
I think he stays in L.A., plays with his son one more year. I think, how many years do you think he's been in L.A.?
No, it's more than I think, because I saw the age when he first
crazy.
signed, and I was like, there's no way.
Yeah, 8 years.
Yeah.
8 years
He was
he's been there.
33 when he signed with them.
This is the longest one stint he's ever had in the NBA. He left Cleveland after 7, was in Miami for 4 or 5, did go back to Cleveland, but this is the longest he's been in one spot. He's got production companies there. The kids are still, got a couple of young kids who are still there. I think he stays in LA and rides it out.
Do you think this is the team then that's going to be most associated with his legacy? Because it's not necessarily,
it's
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Exactly. Because you won it, and one of the most notorious comebacks in the playoffs ever.
Yeah. He might, does Shaq have a statue in Miami?
I know he's got his jersey retired.
All right. Well, he might be one of those then. Has like a jersey retired and a statue.
Like at 2 different places. Yeah. All right, still to come, we could use some questions for What I Need to Know. We're having it a little earlier today at 12:45 because we've got all Mariners from 1 to 2 for the dugout, beginning with Shannon Drayer joining us at 1. We're also going to have Gary Hill and Alex Mayer. So that's coming your way starting at 1. At 12:45, What I Need to Know, answering your questions. Any question that's top of mind, text it right now, 866-979-3776. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. And look, we do not have the NFL's regular season schedule release yet. That's coming out on the 14th. But we do have a few announcements about it. That's coming up next.
Nothing like facing the Astros just when you need to get right. Man, that's fun to say. Getting well against the Astros, beating the Astros. Mariners own the Astros. Good stuff.
Hey, no doubter. It's on its way. It is gone. Over the Crawford boxes, off the wall. Julio.
Today, it's Game 2 in Houston as the Mariners look to make it 2 straight. First pitch at 5:10, pregame at 4. Only on Seattle Sports.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Well, spring is all about getting ready for summer, isn't it? Hey, Brock Heward here. And working out in your own home, well, it is the best. We've been doing so for years. And you can allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. And right now, get spring special financing with 0% interest for 12 months. Plus, mention me and receive an $150 credit towards any purchase over $1,000. Spring is here. So go get into Top Fitness with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com for more info.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. Improve your play with 40% off installation or 0% financing for 60 months with equal payments. And we're giving back with 2 $5,000 scholarships for our local youth sports teams. Upgrade your home today at PellaPNW.com.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
People can see through if it's not genuine, and it's genuine here. The Johnsons always talk about in orientation meeting, their dad and grandpa, they always maintain that it's a people business. We're not here to sell cars and work on cars. That's what we do, but it's really about just helping people. Every month we have a new employee orientation meeting, and the Johnsons present. They can't get out to all the stores every day and meet everyone, but at least they get to shake hands with new employees every month in the orientation meeting. And they tell everyone there's not one car deal or one repair order that is worth tarnishing our reputation and ruining an experience for a customer. That just is really what is instilled.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on oil?
We've got many markdowns on oil.
How about on that new STP Any Mileage?
You'll save $5 when you buy 5 quarts of STP Any Mileage with an oil filter and get up to 5,000 miles of protection.
Heck of a markdown for quite a lot of miles.
At AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Mariners and Astros today in Houston. 5:10 first pitch, 4 o'clock pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Taking a look around the NFL for NFL headlines, we'll start with this. We have more NFL schedule announcements. The Cowboys will host the Eagles on Thanksgiving Day. Classic. The first Thursday night football broadcast of the year will be the opening of the Bills' new stadium against the Lions. Dig it. Dig it.
Cowboys and Eagles on Thanksgiving. That feels right.
Yeah, it does.
And then the Bills. So they didn't completely cover their stadium, though. They covered up the where their fans sit, though.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what, so that they can also have their fans stop shoveling snow for them. That's good. I mean, I don't mind seeing snow on a football field. I'm sure it's an absolute nightmare to play in, but it's very cool to see.
Yeah. So I'm looking at images.
Fair.
So it's most of the fans will be covered, but it's still an open stadium.
Okay. So the Bills have the first Thursday night broadcast. They're hosting the Lions. Cowboys are hosting the Eagles on Thanksgiving Day. Also, both of these teams have a chance to be really competitive. The Thanksgiving games this past season were kind of duds.
Yeah.
They weren't especially great.
They weren't, but
I wouldn't know. I was watching. I couldn't watch where I was at Thanksgiving.
God, I forgot about that. Where were you again? It was at one of your kids' recitals?
No. It was.
No, it was at the family's house.
It was at a family's house, and
they didn't watch TV.
No, they brought their TV out though to watch slideshows of family pictures instead. And so I had to watch it on my phone, in the corner of the room.
There are two Americas.
Man,
there really are.
They're I don't know that America, honestly.
I didn't either until that day. Matt Nelson probably knows it.
Yeah, what a bunch of selfish jerks wanting to be together with family on Thanksgiving.
They're already
Why
with
would
family.
they do such a thing?
You're with your family.
You're
Why do you need
already.
to stare at pictures of them? I'm questioning.
Who put together the slideshow?
Yeah, why is there a slideshow? Why is there a slideshow? Who uses slideshows?
I think it was they just casted their phone
That's
to the
awful.
TV. Yeah.
So they didn't even put together a slideshow.
Curtis, I feel for you so much in this moment.
Too.
I'd be so frustrated.
I'd be really mad. And especially seeing them wheel out the TV like the substitute teacher in school, and you're thinking here we go.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It's because we were done with dinner, and it was all right, sweet, we'll catch the end of the Cowboys-Chiefs game.
Yeah.
We'll catch, I think it was Ravens-Bengals was the night game.
What a nightmare.
Man, no, look at our trip to the park from 2015.
Pretty much.
Man.
Family.
Hey, if you're that America, you're probably not listening to the show.
Yeah, I was going to say,
never mind.
They're not tuned in.
I guarantee you every single listener right now is like, man, that would suck. Aaron Rodgers reportedly did not visit with the Steelers during his trip to Pittsburgh over the weekend. Adam Schefter tells ESPN Radio's Unsportsmanlike that the Steelers feel comfortable with the quarterbacks they have on their roster. What is happening?
They've operated always as if he's there, that's great. They'd love to have him. And if he's not, they're ready to roll with Will Howard. And I know that people sound like, whoa, Will Howard. They really like Will Howard. They have Will Howard on the roster. They have Mason Rudolph on the roster. They drafted Drew Aller on the roster. So they have quarterbacks. It's not like if Rodgers all of a sudden decides at some point in the near future that he's not going to play, that they'll be left hanging high and dry. They're comfortable with those guys. They would like and want Aaron Rodgers to come back. That's their hope. but they've made the moves that they feel like they need to make to be ready for the coming season in the event that he decides that he's not going to be there.
Am I crazy, or did the story change? Wasn't it initially like everyone's expecting Aaron Rodgers to sign with the Steelers, then they sign him to, oh God, what's the tag? I can't remember. It's rarely used tag. We're all just expecting him to be there, and now it's Adam Schefter with, oh, no, they were planning on a very likely possibility that he wouldn't come back, and they're not even worried about it.
Pittsburgh, I warn you. I remember growing up as a teenager, we go to the mall, and there'd be this pretty girl, a little older than me, and my boys are encouraging me to go talk to her, and I never shot my shot.
Oh,
and I thought about that for years, right? Aaron is that pretty girl now, and they're going to regret this. My man was in town, and you didn't meet with him. Like, stop playing hard to get. You know that he's a Hall of Famer. You know that he's probably better than any quarterback you have on your roster right now. Go talk to him so you don't regret this.
Do you think this is them telling Adam Schefter this story to make Aaron Rodgers feel pressured to sign with them? That they're very willing to move on without him?
Horrible approach if that's what they're doing.
I mean, it's just weird. It's very weird because I don't know that many analysts feel that they've got a really good quarterback room. Everyone's kind of just been assuming that Rodgers is with them.
You're waiting on Will Howard. He was drafted out of Ohio State. He could be something. I liked him when he came out of college, but I don't know if he's ready.
Let's talk about another quarterback also on Sportsmanlike. Adam Schefter says he's growing more and more confident that Patrick Mahomes will be ready by week 1 of the regular season.
The Chiefs have been very open and transparent, saying that he's way ahead of schedule. That's their words, their phrasing, way ahead of schedule. And it's hard to imagine that Patrick Mahomes, even him coming off an ACL, wouldn't find a way to be back for a game that would be 4 months from Thursday. 4 months from now, give Patrick Mahomes 4 more months when he already has looked pretty good. I think we have to operate thinking that he will be there until we're told he's not.
If the Seahawks, if he was for sure healthy and had never had this injury, it would make a perfect week 1 game, or it would make sense as a week 1 game. Patrick Mahomes against Seattle's defense.
Yeah, it would. But it ain't going down.
You don't think it's going down?
No, I still think it's the Bears, man.
Yeah, it feels right.
Yeah.
I also, if he's healthy week 1, or if he's playing week 1, how great is Patrick Mahomes week 1 still coming off that ACL?
If he is healthy week 1 and he goes out there and balls out, it is going to just add to his legacy.
He's going to get comeback player of the year, isn't he?
You know what? That's why he tore his ACL. He goes,
he did it on purpose.
Say his voice. I got one more award I need to get. Do his voice.
Oh, hello? His voice?
His voice. Comeback player of the year.
Oh, like say comeback player. Oh, yeah. When he was comeback player of the year.
Yeah. Something I always wanted.
Something I always wanted. Thanks, Kales. Next up. Count Kirk Herbstreit as a Jets believer after the draft they had. Oh, I'll count him among Michael Bumpus and others, I should say.
The New York Jets that were just kind of used to things not going well for them actually had a pretty good weekend. You know what I'm saying? I was pretty energized by what they were doing. And Aaron Glenn, who survived, a lot of times you go through a tough first year, you're gone. And to their credit, they stuck with him. They signed Breece Hall, obviously, to the long-term deal. I'm not saying that they're going to make huge moves this year. I just was surprised to see some positive moves being made by the Jets.
Some buzz about the Jets, and he's not the first one. You're believing in at least their offense this year. Why?
If you know ball.
Okay. Oh, okay.
If you know ball, you know the Jets will be better. They're not going to win the division, but I give them like 7 wins or something like that, maybe 6. I just like what they did offensively. Defensively, Coach Glenn got to get him right. He's was a defensive guy in Detroit when they were balling. Struggled last year. No interceptions last year for the Jets. First team to do that in 16, 17 games. I mean, we'll see. I'm excited to see what this offense looks like, though.
Do you think your Jets get a pick in week 1?
Who are they playing? We don't know yet. Let me see what they're playing.
We unfortunately don't know yet. I'm sure it's not a spectacular opponent. Last one here. Josh Allen, as we know, is under immense pressure to deliver a Super Bowl to Buffalo after falling short so many times as a franchise, as a player. Troy Aikman told Get Up the advice he would give to the MVP quarterback.
My advice if I had any for him would be to just try to not put so much on his shoulders, just be him. And what I know of Josh, he's a beloved guy in that locker room. The players respect him so much. And I think he does such a great job of, his communications, the way he talks with the press. He's always complimentary of his teammates. I expect him to handle it perfectly.
Bump, hear me out. Asking Josh Allen not to put too much on his shoulders is tough when his organization drafts and develops and builds their team with a lot on his shoulders.
Yeah. Hey, Josh, be a phenomenal passer.
Yep.
Run the football as well.
Check.
And take care of it. I mean, they did bring over DJ Moore, so that's a plus. And I believe they drafted a receiver. Yep, Skylar Bell out of UConn. Don't know much about him. But it's always going to be on Josh Allen. It always is.
Yeah, I was thinking of like Troy Aikman's best teams, and it's like, well,
you had Emmett.
Pretty complete
Irvin.
teams.
That defense was crazy. You had Deion at one point.
And I don't think that makes Troy Aikman hypocritical by any means. It's really good advice. Don't put too much on your shoulders. It's what I would say right now. Well, no, I don't think I'd say it to his face. It's what I hope Cal Raleigh, for instance, is doing right now. When there's a big spotlight on you and there's a ton of pressure, it is very hard not to feel that yourself and have it change you.
You're the quarterback.
Unfortunately, the Chiefs were a horrible rushing defense last year. They did not have great receiver play last year. Like, the team is kind of putting it on his shoulders.
Well, they did do better in the draft defensively.
Yeah,
I think that was
fair.
a focus. I love TJ Parker out of Clemson. So end of the day, Josh is going to have a special season for these guys to get over the hump.
You think he does it?
No.
You think he ever gets to a Super Bowl?
No.
Oh, my God.
I don't. I'm sorry, Josh.
Revisit this another day. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. What I need to know coming your way next. Send your questions in 866-979-3776.
Nothing like facing the Astros just when you need to get right. Man, that's fun to say. Getting well against the Astros, beating the Astros, Mariners own the Astros. Good stuff.
Hey, no doubter. It's on its way. It is gone. Over the Crawford boxes, off the wall, Julio.
Today, it's Game 2 in Houston as the Mariners look to make it 2 straight. First pitch at 5:10, pregame at 4. Only on Seattle Sports.
I've been talking about my experience being on the Arc Sport, which is a fully electric wake boat, for about a month now. I had a ton of fun trying it out on the water. It's truly unlike any boat I've seen. But instead of me answering questions about it, I think what I'm going to start doing is letting people know they can actually try it out for themselves. And it's super easy. Go to arcboats.com/demo, fill out the form, and get out on the water. Again, I can talk about these features all day long. The heated seats, retractable tower, touchscreen dash, the low maintenance. But you really do have to see and experience this boat for yourself. And you can. Book a demo. It's easy. It's free. Even better, they'll pick you up right on Lake Washington, Lake Union, or Lake Sammamish if you can't come to them in Kirkland. Again, go to arcboats.com/demo. Fill out the form, and you'll be out on the water. Arc, you have to see it to believe it.
Hey, Mike Salk here for all my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. And the show lineup is pretty sick. You like comedy? Chris Tucker, Friday, June 26th. And David Spade on Saturday, August 15th. For music, Hinder is going to be here Friday, July 3rd. And then a little country music, Mitchell Tenpenny on Friday, July 10th. You can go to snocasino.com for all those details. Remember, it's Seattle's closest. It's Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
Have a troublesome tree in need of removal? P&D Tree Service is up to the task. Local experts in tree removal for residential and commercial. If it's 1 tree or 15 trees, close quarters or land clearing, call P&D Tree. They'll get the job done safely and quickly, turning multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. They'll clear trees away from homes to help you save on home insurance. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever see a tree removed by crane? PNDTreeservice.com.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by SHAF.
Spring is a perfect time to make improvements that protect and add value to your home. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. For decades, homeowners across the Pacific Northwest have trusted our team for roofing, siding, windows, and custom decking. This spring, save up to $3,000, or qualified homeowners can take advantage of 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Mariners and Astros today in Houston. 5:10 first pitch, 4 o'clock pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Heward here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. And if you've been dreaming of that new deck, you got to get a hold of PCF. Call them before the great weather arrives and their schedule gets totally filled up. With a new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy the outdoors year-round no matter what the weather brings. And for a limited time, how about this? Get 50% off demolition costs up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. They designed and built our outdoor living space, and we love it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, and construction can take a little time, so get started today. Get project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and look at all the offer details at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. I actually had this one from yesterday that I saved because it's nice outside today. Best ice cream truck offering. You guys remember what you used to get at ice cream trucks when ice cream trucks were a thing? Are they still a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back in my day.
Oh.
2 strawberry shortcakes for $1.
Wow.
My man. I was going with the strawberry shortcake.
Yeah, that is the best one, though. It's without a doubt. The worst one ever is obviously the SpongeBob one.
With the gumball eyes.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible. And it's just, it tastes like nothing. The face is completely warped. It's just all
Did you
bad.
guys ever get those like little bombs you stepped on and it inflated and it will blow up?
What?
Anyway.
No.
I don't know what ice cream trucks were like
They don't
in
hurt
LA.
anybody. They make a loud sound.
truck?
You step on it, the chemical inflates, and the thing pops. So my homie, he was a bad kid. We used to bomb in the ice cream truck, step on it, inflate, and he threw it in the ice cream truck, and the guys all yelling and stuff. Yeah, it was crazy.
Get your questions
That's
in.
LA ice cream trucks,
any question. 866-979-3776. What I need to know. The Jets drafted a DL in the first round and a corner in the second. How amazing would they be if guys end up being as good as like Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner? Can you imagine having those two guys on the same defense?
Coaching matters. All right, and they didn't have an offense, so, coaching matters. Don't talk about my Jets like that. Don't be coming for us.
What I need to know. Why is camping just the worst?
I don't enjoy it. I glamp.
Yeah, I don't.
If I'm
like
gonna camp, I'm gonna glamp. When I was younger, I did the sleeping in a tent and all that good stuff, and did it a few times just so I can do it. Say I did it. It's a wrap now. Put me in a cabin, a RV. I need to glamp.
I don't like bugs. I don't like being outside. I don't like not having bathrooms and a bed and TV. That's simply my answer. Matt, why are you looking irritated? It actually shocks me that you would like camping.
You know what his dad is? You know who his dad is?
Yeah, but you don't seem to like it.
No, I love camping.
Oh.
I go at least once a summer. You just get to be outside and connect with nature. Why am I the person on this show that cares so much about nature?
Why do we need to connect with, nature, she seems nice. That's none of my business. You know what I mean? She's doing her thing, I'm doing mine. We don't need to overlap too much.
Man, I get why you like camping, but
I don't.
Your profile does not say I like camping.
Yeah, it says
weird,
I like reading and watching Doctor
It doesn't make
Who.
sense. But it's a week spent outside.
A week?
Away from people.
What are you
A week
hunting?
is a
Hunting for your own
lot.
food and stuff?
Oh, I'm not doing
Goodness
hunting. I'm
gracious.
just camping these days.
Yeah.
No, but
No bathrooms?
go swimming, make food over an open fire, drink a lot, read.
Got me there, brother.
It's perfect.
I love being.
How am I the only person on the show that likes camping and thinks that holidays should be spent with family?
Maybe.
What is wrong with you? Degenerates.
First of all, we all think holidays should be spent with family, but me and my family, like normal people, sit together on the couch and watch the games like a family.
Yeah.
That's not being together. That's watching TV
We're
in proximity
sitting
to
feet
one another.
apart from each other. We're together.
No.
And holding conversation, be like, what kind of throw
Ridiculous
is that?
call. What is that call right now?
Or listen
My-
to your uncle make a take that makes no sense.
Exactly. My stepdad every single year will go, I hate Jerry Jones. It's just like clockwork. What I need to know. 866-979-3776. What would be worth less in 20 years? That FIFA collectible jersey or NFTs?
FIFA collectible.
That is the weirdest and dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Don't wear it. But buy it for almost $400.
They're like $375. Don't put it in the dryer no matter what you do.
Don't leave it in the sun too long.
We don't want to be part of a lawsuit. This thing is incredibly flammable. Someone said they do remember them. The bag bombs. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Those were fun.
866-979-3776. Where, we talked about it earlier, but I'm going to say it anyways because it's a question. Where is the Witherspoon signing?
It's coming. I had to wait till they paid all their bills and see what they had left over.
Matt, multiple listeners are letting them know that the Pacific Northwest agrees with you. Someone said plenty of listeners agree with Matt. I'm not saying I speak for people. By this time, I've learned that I don't.
It's the Northwest. People camp. You know how many Foresters are out there? Subarus?
You know how many times I see a Subaru? People love being outside.
Well, what kind of car does Matt drive?
I also drive a Subaru.
Yeah, you are Pacific Northwest to your core.
We have some of the best camping around here. There are so many amazing lakes and everything.
I'll hike. I will hike
Yeah,
and
I'll
go
go on a
visit
hike.
some of those places. Not without the
Well,
concealed, though. 'cause
I think
animals
the
be
206 has hit the nail on the head with why Matt likes camping. He's away from people.
Exactly.
That's really is the biggest thing. Getting
Exactly.
away from people, nothing better.
Let's see. I'm getting some weird ones. 866-979-37. Okay, now I'm getting questions for Matt. This is
Let's go.
ridiculous. This is absurd. Matt, are you going to watch Endgame in theaters to see the end credit scenes leading to the new Avengers? Stop sending questions for Matt. Matt's not part of the show. Matt gets
He
no
is part of the
questions.
show. He is
No,
part
Matt
of the
is
show.
part of the show, but I'm giving Matt a hard time.
Only against my will.
Okay, Matt, do you want to answer this question?
I probably will go see Endgame in theaters again. It really was such a great experience to see that movie in theaters surrounded by people, which is the only time I'll ever say that. But it'll be fun leading into Doomsday. I'm really excited for that one.
Did Matt just become the star?
You star of the show.
No.
Hey.
No, I'm really
Bump
upset
and
about
Matt. And Stacey.
Maybe I'll figure out a way to
Matt
get on
and
the
Stacey.
HBO
No, it's
cameras
funnier.
before Stacey.
Instead of Bump, Matt, and Stacey, it's funnier when it's Bump and Matt and Stacey. Matt, you're my new hero, says Rick in Spokane.
You need a better hero, brother.
As at least Bump tried camping. I've tried camping. First of all, Curtis doesn't like camping. He's getting
True.
no arrows from people.
Yeah. I just don't like it.
Yeah, TJ says camping is the best. You guys are super weird. I think it depends, man. Like, I appreciate being outside on a hammock next to a house where I can go inside. I get burnt easily. I don't like bugs.
I just like being able to first thing in the morning wake up and take a shower. Like that's like that's my thing. That's my routine.
I want to take
to a
another
campground that has a shower.
Go to a campground that has a shower. Shut up, Matt.
Yeah.
I don't sleep well when I camp. I'm paranoid the whole time.
That too. And you're up first thing.
Yeah. And you don't
Sun's
know,
up, you're up.
You don't know who's out there.
Boy, yeah, sleeping under the stars and getting up when the sun rises. What a terrible experience.
You don't know who's out there, Matt.
I bet you walked by some killers before.
I bet some killers and I bet some bears.
I think I do that whenever I walk into this building.
Man. 866-979-3776. We had a couple about Torrey Horton, but I think we've already gone over a couple of those. Someone said, has anyone ever paid for your drink? Has anyone ever paid for your drink, Bump?
Oh, plenty of times. Plenty of times.
I love the story about paying for that woman's drink.
That's one of my favorite stories.
And then just
dipping.
Gone.
My game wasn't ready to facilitate. My game wasn't ready. I was scared.
Matt, what's your go-to fire starter? We're done.
Are you a Flint guy?
Oh, just a lighter. I'm not bringing Flint. That's too much even for me.
You're listening to the Bump and Matt and Stacy, I guess, show on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. We're not going anywhere, but it's all Mariners from 1 to 2 with the dugout coming your way next.
Nothing like facing the Astros just when you need to get right. Man, that's fun to say. Getting well against the Astros, beating the Astros. Mariners own the Astros. Good stuff.
Hey, no doubter. It's on its way. It is gone. Over the Crawford boxes, off the wall. Julio.
Today, it's Game 2 in Houston as the Mariners look to make it 2 straight. First pitch at 5:10, pregame at 4. Only on Seattle Sports.
Shopping for a new Mazda? Shop the West Coast's largest Mazda dealer, Mazda of Everett. With more new Mazdas in stock than any dealer in the region. Shop over 780 new Mazdas. Click on the Mazda of Everett price. At Mazda of Everett, exceptional customer satisfaction is the standard. Plus, at Mazda of Everett, you negotiate directly with the owner. Locally owned, trusted by thousands. Shop MazdaofEverett.com and see why we're #1.
If you've gained 20, 30, or even 40 or more pounds over the past few years and nothing seems to work anymore, listen up. I'm Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss, and our completely medication-free program has helped thousands in Washington lose 20 to 30 pounds in just 60 days. No drugs, no weekly shots, no muscle loss, no side effects, no forever monthly costs, just food, but the right type, in the right amount at the right time. All part of a detailed plan with expert coaching every step of the way that helps you reset your metabolism and burn fat. Schedule your free phone consult at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Yeah, Mike Salk here, and Dr. Coogan is right. I can attest to losing 35 pounds with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. It works. It's safer, less expensive than alternatives, with no injections or pills, and no scary side effects. Schedule a free consult and find out for yourself.
Over 4,000 people have lost 20 to 30 pounds or more in just 60 days. Come to our clinic in Kirkland or do our program from anywhere you live with our remote options. Schedule your free phone consult online at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary. Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Thinking about investing in home upgrades? Worry less and save more with Snohomish PUD's network of trade allies. These are trusted local contractors who can install heat pumps, insulation, new windows, and more. And when you work with a PUD trade ally, you can unlock instant rebates. This means lower upfront costs, lower energy bills, and work done by vetted pros. Find a PUD trade ally at snowpud.com/rebates.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
You're 62 or older, lots of equity in your home, and you want to pull some cash out, but a refinance or HELOC, well, it means a bigger payment. And the cost of selling your home, it's insane. So what should you do? Hey, Brock Ewart here for Tila Mortgage. You don't need to live at a lower standard than you deserve. You really got three options. Number one, sell your home. Two, get a HELOC or refinance. Or three, get a reverse mortgage. Tila has done the analysis and believes that a reverse mortgage is the most cost-effective way for seniors to get cash out of their homes without selling and having the option of no monthly mortgage payment. Too good to be true? No. Call today and let's compare. Tila, spelled T-I-L-A, is a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Give them a call today. 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888 or
Insurance and property taxes are borrower's responsibility. Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046.
If you're building decks in Washington this season, you need materials you can trust and a supplier who delivers. Par Lumber carries premium TimberTech and Trex composite decking. Get 20% off deck railing and lighting with any TimberTech or Trex deck board purchase. Visit par.com/decking to learn more.
Spring is a season homeowners start improving their homes. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. If your home needs roofing, siding, new windows, gutters, or decking, our team can take care of it all. For a limited time, save up to $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows project. Planning multiple upgrades? Combine your projects and save even more. Or with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. You can start your project now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners took game one of their 4-game series against the Astros. Julio Rodriguez hit a home run to the train tracks in that 3-1 win. Seattle's 8th consecutive win against Houston. Game 2 tonight, 5:10 p.m. with a 4 p.m. pregame show. OKC beat the Lakers last night to advance to the Western Conference Finals. But while LeBron won't be moving on, most of the spotlight following this game was on him and his future. He left it up in the air post-game, telling reporters bluntly, "I don't know what the future holds for me."
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This is The Dugout, taking you inside your Seattle Mariners.
Swing and a miss, and he got him with a slider.
Presented by Top Fitness.
On the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Swinging a shot over the bag at first, fair ball. The Mariners win it. Here comes Leo Rivas to score. Cal Raleigh with a walk-off single.
Time to grab a seat and talk Mariners baseball in The Dugout.
Shannon Drayer joining us right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Shannon, how's it going?
It's going, guys.
We started the show by talking about Julio looking like second half Julio, but right now, and that's a good thing for a Mariners offense that could really use it. What's working for him?
You know, I think he's just closed the gap. I think he's gotten comfortable. He came into camp with a good idea of what he wanted to do. It didn't translate early. He was able to make some early adjustments rather than, take what we have seen before and how long it takes for him to make those adjustments, and found it, and he has been able to stick with it. You look at his numbers, and by his numbers, this is his best start by about 50 points, according to OPS, through his first 42 starts. So I think that what you are seeing right now with him is experience, both in what he's seeing in the game and also in the experience that he has behind him, and knowing himself and being able to figure some things out for him. And it was a progression. You saw him, there was struggle at the beginning. And then you saw what we've seen in recent years when he finds it. I like it because I think it just really indicates a good progression. We haven't seen a ton of the wild swings out of the zone. I would say that that's pretty much in the past. You're going to see it from time to time, but you're not going to see entire at-bats like it. But then you really see him, rather than going for it all at once, just really finding his swing. And he'll take a period of time, and I think it felt like about 3 weeks where he was hitting the ball, but not doing a lot of damage, but he was hitting the ball using the middle of the field, mostly for singles. And then as he gets more comfortable with the power that he has when he makes good contact with the baseball, there's a good chance it's going to go far. That's where he's at right now.
We saw Donovan make a heck of a play late in the game. And the first thing I thought about was just his progression defensively. Yes, he's missed some games there at third base, but how difficult was that play, and how impressed were you by it?
It was a pretty difficult play, for a second baseman, which is essentially what he is for the time that he has been at third base, and especially since he missed time. And that was significant time, not just for what he was doing at the plate, but the work that he puts in on the field, too. He puts a lot of work in on the field, and that is an ongoing process for him. So that was great to see. What I was most impressed with, so he got to the ball. It looked a little bit slow in getting up, but that was fine. It was the throw that he made, and that was something that I know was something that he has been working on in particular, that he wants to up the arm strength for third base. And it was about 80-mile-an-hour throw, which is on the low end of good, but it, obviously was enough to get the runner there. It was a good, accurate throw. And if you needed any further indication of how that play was and how that looked, Josh Naylor's reaction, he gave him a little clap at the end, which was great to see.
With how many injuries we're looking at in the bullpen, how important was Andres Munoz close last night?
I think it was most important for Andres Munoz in the whole picture, regardless of the injuries. His job is not going to change. He's got to be that guy that's in there at the end, and it's been a little bit of a rough go. And it's not to say, and you look at the ERA, and you have to remember, as a reliever, particularly one that typically only pitches one inning, it's going to take forever for that to even out. He's had a good number of good outings out there, but just like a hitter at the plate, he wants to have a certain consistency and comfort out there. And the best thing that I saw from him when he came out was the consistency with the strike throwing when he first came out. He is somebody that we have seen this year, not necessarily always in the past, but I think it did start to snowball on him a little bit, and it happens quickly for a closer. It's just one bad outing is a big deal when the whole game is in your hands and nobody else can do what you do. But he, I think, was a little bit shaken up by what he was going through there, but for him to come out aggressive, to be firing strikes, and it took a couple of pitches for the velocity to get up there, but it didn't matter. They were good strikes that he was throwing. And then to see the velocity, which you would probably expect. He's had 3-4 days off. He was up in game one in Chicago, but that's been the extent of it since the final game in Seattle before the road trip. And then to see him all of a sudden when he gets into that, to all of a sudden see the 100. We saw the 101. We saw the increased velocity on the slider. Got himself into a little bit of trouble and didn't blink. Ideally that's a 1-2-3 inning, and you don't see Alvarez. He saw Alvarez, and I also, big tip of the cap to Cal Raleigh on the pitch calling there. I know for a fact that wasn't the plan, that they wanted Munoz to throw a lot of sliders, but Cal saw that everything was working and that the changeup of all things was looking good, which apparently is something that Munoz has been working with, and really mixed it up on Alvarez. And I think that was a big part of it, in that I don't think Alvarez saw a changeup coming, let alone one that was 92, 93, and that helped Munoz get out of it. So just an extremely positive outing for him, coming in a big situation, having his stuff, facing a challenge, and then having some of the things that he was working on specifically work out really well for him. It was a good night in that regard.
The WBC has created a weird relationship with me and Bizzardo, because I went from praying that he didn't do well against us and the tourney to now kind of admiring his passion and his approach when he's on the mound. How good has he been? He's pitched a lot the past few days, too. What do you make of Bizzardo?
He has pitched a lot, and he hasn't been quite as automatic as he was at the end of last year. And I think we've all been looking at him and the workload that he had last year with a little bit of a wary eye and hoping that everything is okay, and they are going to keep going to him. He wants the ball. He's now been in all sorts of situations, has incredible confidence, and to see him bounce back from the one home run he gave up this year in that fashion, and to see the emotion that I think we all love and is important to him, I think, just as it is with Munoz, the things that he needed to get over after that last outing, he got over quickly. And I think that is just a huge, huge part of who Bizzardo is. He is going to attack he is going to go out there with all of the attitude and confidence in the world. And then we saw the one time, where he got a little bit, he got touched up for a big home run, and one that hurt the team, which hurts the reliever. They feel that it's their game when they're up on the hill, and hopefully something can happen if they're not the closer. Obviously it can't if you are the closer and you're at the end of the game. But for Bizzardo to bounce back like that, I'm not going to say it was a surprise in any way, shape, or form. That's who he is. But it was a lot of fun to watch.
Shannon, I think that I don't know if Cal feels encouraged, but I think fans can feel encouraged by his final out. Kind of had a hit taken away, but it was stung, felt good off the bat. Again, I feel like if that's all that you can take from it, it is some sign of progress. You know him well. You talk to him quite a bit, obviously, with the Cal Raleigh show. How's he right now with the slump that he's in?
He's not enjoying it. And
I can imagine.
It has been hard. It has been up and down for him. He had about 10 days where things were feeling pretty good for him at the plate, and then he got hurt. And on top of the disappointment of the WBC, and then just the scramble to get ready for the season, to find it and then have it taken away, that's got to sting a little bit. And the thing that is toughest with him is he puts so much on his shoulders, and he's aware of that, but he's not going to be any other way. So, his struggles in his mind are the team's struggles too, because he feels he is that important to the team at the plate in particular. And one of the things that Dan has been doing has really been emphasizing the work that he has been doing behind the plate and how valuable that has been. And it has been, particularly with the bullpen, in the situation that they are in right now. And, probably one of my favorite at-bats last night is when Criswell faced Alvarez. And you're looking at the game last night and seeing what's happened. You're seeing George is fine, but you're seeing that pitch count get up. Like he can't think of a time when he has given up 20 pitches per inning before in his life. He was shaking his head at a little bit. He was limiting the damage, but you're thinking, oh no, if he doesn't get to the sixth, what are we going to do here? And they have a plan for that, but, there's nothing fancy to it. It's like this guy's going to have to pitch, this guy's going to have to pitch, and this guy's going to have to pitch. Opportunity, go do your job and hope for the best. And it worked out really well. And with Criswell in particular, who has been doing good things, for the entire season, when he faced Alvarez, it was a fun at-bat, and Cal's calling the whole thing. And then he threw 5 pitches, and all 5 of them were different. And with a pitcher like Criswell, who is not, his fastball is going to top out at 91, maybe 92 if you're lucky, and all the other stuff, I just kind of wonder what Alvarez was thinking when he was standing up that plate and trying to think along. And he threw 5 different pitches, and 3 of them were strikes, 2 of them weren't. The final was a cutter, and it got him. And so I thought that was a lot of fun, and that's Cal behind the plate. And Andres Munoz, again, was going to throw sliders. Cal saw something different when I talked to him on the field after the game, and I asked him about the plan, and he said, I'm just going with what Cal calls. He has seen these hitters for 3-4 at-bats, and I trust him. And I think last night that was huge, particularly when the bullpen was out there. So, Cal takes a lot of pride in that, and I think it's a good sign that we haven't seen him take his offense to his defense. And yes, there's a ton of disappointment and frustration, and not only where he is, but I'm putting in all this work. Why isn't it happening? Because he is somebody that believes in the work and in the length of the season. And if you're going to go that way, he should have seen more results by now, and he hasn't. And that's a tough thing for him. And I do think that you see him scramble at the plate sometimes. He's swinging at pitches that are way out of the strike zone, particularly fastballs up in the zone right now. But you don't see him get scrambled behind the plate at all. And that bodes well. He is contributing right now. And, I'll do my best, Rick Ritz. He's going to figure it out, but it's been a tough go for him, to say the least.
She is Mariners insider Shannon Drayer, kind enough to join us on the dugout. Thanks, Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon.
You got it, guys.
Let's find out what one former Mariner had to say about Cal Raleigh's slump. That's coming up next.
Nothing like facing the Astros just when you need to get right. Man, that's fun to say. Getting well against the Astros, beating the Astros. Mariners own the Astros. Good stuff.
Hey, no doubter. It's on its way. It is gone. Over the Crawford boxes, off the wall. Julio.
Today, it's Game 2 in Houston as the Mariners look to make it 2 straight. First pitch at 5:10, pregame at 4. Only on Seattle Sports.
Well, spring is all about getting ready for summer, isn't it? Hey, Brock Heward here. And working out in your own home, well, it is the best. We've been doing so for years. And you can allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. And right now, get spring special financing with 0% interest for 12 months. Plus, mention me and receive an $150 credit towards any purchase over $1,000. Spring is here. So go get into Top Fitness with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com for more info.
Seattle, last chance to get in the game. Life Surge is coming May 16th, and this is your shot to be there and meet Russell Wilson with a purchase of a VIP reserve ticket. Plus, hear from an elite lineup, Tim Tebow, Robert Herjavec, Sage Steele, and more. This is your opportunity to be equipped to make kingdom impact in your life and business. If you're ready to level up, this is where you show up. Angel of the Winds Arena, Saturday, May 16th. Get your tickets now at lifesurge.com.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our kids zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Will?
When I was 50, my whole life fell apart. I lost my job, I lost my wife, I lost the house, I lost pretty much everything except for my life. When the IRS came calling, I just didn't have it in me. I felt like Wile E. Coyote, just waiting for that IRS anvil to drop.
Then Will found Tax Relief Advocates.
I heard their advertisement on the radio, I wrote down the number, and I made the call that changed everything. The IRS gave me a bill for $40,000. Tax Relief Advocates got that down to $3,200. I've paid 9 cents on the dollar. Now that's a great deal in anybody's book.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Will did and call TRA for a consultation.
But for me, the real win is I got my life back.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-488-2578. 800-488-2578. That's 800-488-2578.
Back to the dugout on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Your lineup out for Game 2 against the Astros: Donovan, Rodriguez, Naylor, Raleigh catching, Arozarena, Rayleigh, Crawford, Canzone your DH, Young hitting ninth, and then Wu, obviously your starter. Again, that's Game 2 of this one. We're going to bring on Mariners broadcaster Gary Hill coming up at 1:30. Alex Mayer's joining us at 1:45. And there's lots of exciting stuff to talk about. We're going to see Bryce make his season debut tomorrow. Julio has had an incredible start to this season. Emerson Hancock has been absolutely incredible. And we will get to that in addition to a sneaky area where the Mariners have absolutely dominated the rest of the league. But we also have to talk about Cal Raleigh. Now, maybe he breaks out of this slump today. His last AB looked pretty good. Hard liner into left, made good it felt good off the bat, obviously was a catch. But he still doesn't totally seem right. And Harold Reynolds was on MLB Network explaining what he sees.
Greg, he's just a tick off. Now remember, switch hitter, it's a little bit of timing. You get changed around side to side. He's not hitting every day at one side. When Cal Raleigh gets to start, to load, he'll lift his foot like this. If it's left-handed or right-handed, that heel lifts off the ground, then he loads. The heel is late to take off. He's got to start sooner. That's his problem right now. Everything is late.
So that is Harold Reynolds' take. He was on Brock and Salk this morning and said, sometimes a pitching machine can throw you off, but he feels like the hitting staff should be able to communicate to Cal, like, hey, this is what we see. Like, he's like, if I can see it, they can see it.
I don't need the staff. I need a staffer. I need one person talking to Cal, somebody that he trusts. I said this early in the show. Swing thoughts will kill you. All right, you got 5 to 10 things you're thinking about this, but if this and that. No, focus on one thing, a feel, something that just connects with Cal. One staffer. I don't need everybody named Mama talking to Cal trying to fix him. So whoever he trusts the most, Cal, you talk to them, and you work this thing out.
Harold Reynolds said, well, this is how maybe I would try to approach it.
Well, I would just sit down and show them video. I'm sure they do. I've known Kevin Seitzer since we played. He's one of the greatest ever. Yes. And I played with Edgar. So I know those guys know what they're doing. It's just a matter of they're all trying to figure it out. And it really takes one at bat, one game, and it kind of gets you rolling. You know, when you're struggling and you're a star like Cal, he's pulling up to the gas station and somebody's telling him, hey, Cal, here's what you're doing wrong. I guarantee you that's what's going on.
So maybe Cal doesn't need your advice at the gas station.
Leave him alone.
You know, if you see him at a Target, at a Starbucks, leave that man alone.
Leave him alone.
But he does need to fix it because this team's really depending on him. Bump, we have talked about this endlessly, and we've had a lot of time because he's 0 for 36. Have you settled? Sorry. Have you settled on it being mental or more physical? Because he's dealing with this oblique injury. You can't ignore that factor.
It's both. The physical affects the mental. If you are not 100% mentally, you're trying to find ways to overcome what you're feeling in your body. It's a natural reaction to what's going on. So it's a combination of both. And we don't know. Well, last we heard is that he's getting treatment every day. So if he was 100%, he wouldn't be getting treatment. There are some things you do for maintenance when it comes to your body, right? Ice, heat, stretch, massage, all that good stuff. But if you're getting treatment, that means that something is still bothering you. So listen, let's just pray for the best. He got a hold of one yesterday that what the left fielders got to jump on it, and he made a play. And who knows, that could be the swing that made everything feel right. You know, maybe he already felt it. Maybe after that he goes, okay, I think I know what I'm doing. I think I know what to feel. And that's the main thing too is a lot of people talk about mechanics, where your hand should be, where your weight should be, the barrel, all that good stuff, right? Which makes sense. But sometimes it's just, what am I feeling? What am I supposed to feel? So the conversation with Cal when it comes to trying to fix a swing have been so mechanical. All right, let's stop the mechanical and go to the feel. What is he feeling with his swing?
Trevor Plouffe on Talking Baseball thinks that it could be injury related and that the Mariners should make a decision right now about it.
I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that. Like, he's getting blown up on fastballs, like on four-seamers this year. I believe I looked it up. It was like sub 100 batting average on fastballs. IL stint, like, let this guy freaking heal. You're in a division where nobody's running away with it. The Mariners are going to be fine. If I am them, IL him. Let this guy heal up. Like, he played a lot of baseball last year. Think of all the things that Cal did in the All-Star game. He was in the home run derby, correct? Big postseason, like a lot of extra stuff going on with him. If you're feeling that way, Cal,
World Baseball Classic,
tell the people, I need the 2 weeks. And it's fine, dude. Like, it's May. Your team's going to be okay. We just mentioned 3 freaking teams above 500 in the entirety of the AL. Like, it's going to be okay. That's what I would do if I was him.
I know an oblique can clearly impact you in baseball, especially. And we know that other players, JP landed on the IL with an oblique a while ago. Rayleigh obviously dealt with it last year. Like, it's caused guys to miss time, and then when they get back to struggle. I also know that Cal, as a catcher, is going to have to play through things. If this is mostly injury, like injury is most of the reason, you need to put him on the IL. It's only going to make it worse. He's only going to continue to struggle, and it's going to hurt the team. You might as well be playing a man down. I know that he's catching, and that's vitally important. I don't know that it feels like that to me, though.
It feels like what?
It feels mental.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't, and, you know, you can't tell. Some guys are great at hiding pain or discomfort. But when I see him swing, I never see a grimace. I never feel like, okay, that doesn't look right. I think that you can use that as a crutch at this point, and I'm going to use it for him until he comes out and says, I'm good.
To any Yankees fans, are going to be like, you guys don't get it.
You don't get it. I mean, Judge is completely healthy.
Yeah, you don't understand because he's not catching.
Exactly. So if it does feel like the mental is outweighing the physical, though, I'm with you.
Did I already play Divish when we asked him about it?
Not yet.
Okay, this is what he said about those mental versus physical struggles.
I think it's more mental. He says he's fine health-wise. I'm sure he doesn't feel great. I mean, I doubt that Cal's felt great since maybe the second or third day of spring training. But I think it's mental. You look at his at-bats. In talking with some other people, he just is kind of swinging at bad pitches. He's chasing a lot of pitches. There have been times where he's fouled off, so I think some hittable pitches. Like most recently, I thought like his at-bats have been better, but he just missed a few pitches here and there. But for the most part, he just is having kind of bad at-bats. He's trying a little bit too hard to put up results, and that's the worst mentality you can have.
So, Bump, there are really like two questions when it comes to Cal, besides what's wrong being the obvious one. Is it injury or is it mental? We hear Trevor Plouffe saying, like, look, if it's injury, he needs an IL stint. Divish saying, like, you can't, it seems more mental to him. The second question is, does an IL stint hurt you? Trevor Plouffe thinks you're in a weak division. Putting him on the IL is not going to hurt you. You're not going to sink your season, and then you get him back healthier, do that. Divish says the Mariners can't afford to sit Cal down for an extended period of time.
You got to play him. You can't just somebody he needs to sit down, have a couple of days off to clear his eye. You can't do that. He's a catcher. You don't have other people. You don't want to catch Mitch Garver all the time. And I think we still saw the value that he has, what he did with Logan Gilbert on Sunday in terms.
So what do you do? That part of the question I don't know. Is putting Cal on IL with where this Mariners team has been doing damage to their season?
Yeah, I think so. I think to get out of a slump or whatever he's in, you need opportunities to do that. IL for 10 days is not going to give you opportunities to do that. It'll give someone else opportunities, someone else who probably, well, I know, doesn't have the potential that Cal Raleigh has. Sitting for a series, though, I'm with that. But 10-day, nah, my man needs hacks. He needs to be in the box. He needs to feel it. He needs to see these pitches and find his rhythm again. I'm against the IL. Unless he's genuinely just hurt. You got them phantom ILs all the time. But are you genuinely hurt? If he is genuinely hurt, then okay. But if he's nicked up a little bit and just doesn't feel right, sit him for a series and let someone else go.
I know Cal's played through some tough injuries that required surgery afterward, namely with his thumb, fingers. But if it's like a grade 2 oblique strain, I don't think the Mariners are having him catch.
Right.
They can have him grit through some things, but they're also not dumb.
No.
Like, there's going to be a certain point where they're going to be like, you can't throw a runner out at second.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I kind of pause on, like, to your point, I'll use the injury as an excuse and for context. But I see a player that looks lost and, to Ryan's point, gets way too eager when he sees a fastball, and pitchers are just toying with him.
Yeah.
And just needs the confidence of good contact, a hit, a bomb, a double, an RBI, whatever it is, and then maybe it starts to come.
I really think it almost happened yesterday.
Oh, definitely almost happened yesterday.
Would have dropped. I think Cal will feel so much better. So we're getting closer. We're moving in the right direction when it comes to Cal and his struggles. But in the meantime, here's the positive, is that Julio's playing some good ball. Luke is showing up when you need him. Rosarena is doing some good stuff. Cole is still hitting the ball. If we can just get a couple of games where Cal feels it, this team could go on a run. And you're 2 games behind the A's right now. And they don't play today, right?
The A's, they didn't play yesterday. I can't remember.
Right, they have the day off.
Thank you. Okay. So,
Boom.
yeah, Bump's right.
Let's get it.
Curtis, also, in like 30 seconds here, it sounds like there's real opportunity against this pitcher.
Yeah, Imai has been he's made 3 starts this year. Has
You guys
not
have good
made
memories
one.
of him?
Great memories. He got 1 out in that game, walked, I think, 4 guys.
And Cal hit a homer.
He did. So hopefully tonight there's a little bit more of that.
You are listening to The Dugout, all Mariners from 1 to 2. Mariners broadcaster Gary Hill joins us next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates. Exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Drayer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Still planning your summer vacation? Tired of airports and long drives? Anacortes Yacht Charters has a better option. Cruise the San Juan Islands aboard a fully equipped yacht. Take the helm of a bareboat charter or hire a skipper to explore on your terms. Quiet coves, lively harbors, no schedules. Just a tide guide and a sense of adventure. With a fleet of 50 powerboats and sailboats, AYC has options for groups large and small, from beginner to old salt. Start your San Juan adventure at ayc.com/KIRO.
Have a troublesome tree in need of removal? P&D Tree Service is up to the task. Local experts in tree removal for residential and commercial. If it's one tree or 15 trees, close quarters or land clearing, call P&D Tree. They'll get the job done safely and quickly, turning multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. They'll clear trees away from homes to help you save on home insurance. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever see a tree removed by crane? PNDTreeService.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Back to the dugout on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
You are listening to the Dugout, all Mariners from 1 to 2. Joining us now, Mariners broadcaster Gary Hill on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Hey, Gary, how's it going?
Hey, good. How are you?
We are fantastic. Mariners get a win yesterday.
Gary, we just got video, Gary.
There he is. We see you now. I wanted to start by asking you about Julio. Obviously, not just a great game from him, hitting a home run to the train tracks, but this is kind of the version of Julio that people usually see a bit later in the season, and that sounds like a tired talking point. But there are real numbers. I mean, a 127 WRC plus right now through May 11th. What are you seeing from him?
He's been excellent. I was just looking at all these numbers, too, coming into this series. And through 41 games coming into this series, he's had the best batting average, the best on base, the best slug, the best OPS. You go down every number. He's been at his best at any point, at the 41-game point, at any time in his career. So we have seen the best early version of Julio we've ever seen. He's been fantastic. And right now, it just seems like every day is a multi-hit game. He's lasering the ball around. The home run last night was super fun. It always is here at the short left field. I thought it was going to go, they have the windows here. I thought it was going to break some glass. Unfortunately, didn't. But it has been really fun, and it does make you dream on what those final numbers are going to end up looking like given the start. Because it's something we've all talked about so many times, that his numbers always end up great. He ends up being one of the best players in baseball, in MVP votes, all that sort of thing. And we wondered what it would look like at the end of the day with a strong start as well. Well, he's on that strong start, so it's fun to think about where this can all end up in terms of final numbers.
Gary, we've all become like therapists and swing doctors and analysts when it comes to Cal Raleigh and what to do with him. And they wouldn't have him out there if he was hurting himself, right? So the IL is not an option to me. We've had conversations about maybe sitting him for a couple of days, have him rest a bit. My opinion, you just give him more hacks. Just let him go out there, swing away, and try to figure this thing out. How would you approach Cal Raleigh?
Yeah, because I think I'm along those lines. I think he just keeps playing and then breaks himself out of it. I was thinking about this last night because, one of the pivotal moments of Cal's career, it came in the 22 season where he really struggled to start the year. He was 2 for 32, I think, and a lot of strikeouts, a very similar kind of stretch to what we're seeing right now. He was actually sent down at that point, and because of injury, he came right back, and he hit a home run against the Mets. And talking to Cal, it was a game changer for him in that season. And it's funny how the season played out because he had a really good year after that. He hit the home run to punch the ticket for the Mariners into the postseason. Like, all these wonderful things happened, and it was the same season that he was just mired in this slump he couldn't get out of and got sent down, and all these tough things happened early. So I was thinking about that a lot in this stretch because it is the lesson. It's a lesson for any player, I guess, but especially for Cal, who's been here before. It really can take just one swing to get back, right? I know catchers are never 100%, so he's always dealing with something, but I am along those lines where it can just take one swing, and the Mariners, they need him. That's the thing. They need Cal to be Cal, and we've said this a million times going into the season. I don't think we were expecting 60 home runs, but they need that power bat in the middle, and I think they especially need that power bat from the right side against lefties, because that's one area that the Mariners still have not figured out so far this season, hitting lefties. And he did so much damage against lefties last year. They really need him to get going.
Do you think that, sticking with Bump's point, saying like, basically implying he's not going to be better until they put him on the IL is just maybe a way to reason through why we're seeing this slump? Because to me, I initially thought, oh, maybe he should be going on there. And maybe this is him being, stubbornly working through it. And now it's kind of become a national conversation where I think people are just keying in on it. So there was a Talking Baseball episode where they were talking about him going on it. But in hearing you talk about it, it sounds like you very much think like, look, I think everyone's trying to reason through it, but sometimes players just have mental hurdles.
Yes, and that happens all the time. It's unfortunate when he did get hurt because he was struggling to start the year. It felt like he was moving in the right direction when he got hurt. And then he had a few days off, and then I just felt like we were back at square one where he's just trying to figure out the timing thing. Because to me, it just looks like timing. He's missing some pitches over the plate, then he's taking some pitches over the plate, swinging at pitches outside the zone. It feels like a pressing thing to me. And, Cal, he's never forthcoming when it comes to what he's dealing with in terms of injury. We know catchers are never 100%, but I feel like if he was hurt enough to go on the IL, he would go on the IL because the Mariners wouldn't want to risk him for the entirety of the season. He's too important to what the Mariners want to do. So I just feel like it's more of a guy struggling right now, which they all do. It just, especially after the season he had last year, it garners a lot of attention.
Gary, one of the more fun and confusing players for me this year has been JP. And like last night was one of those games, right? He misses one that he probably should have made. He scoops one up. Those are the first. He's 0 for in the box, but then he's sticking up for Young at second base because he wasn't able to turn a double play because the runner got in his way. It's just, I don't know what to think about JP. I understand the value. He's still, top 5 in the league when it comes to walk percentage. Just talk to me about JP, where he is now, and what needs to happen with him.
Yeah, he's carrying a good on-base percentage. That's a positive when you look at what he's doing. And that's who he is. Like, he always gives you great plate appearances, but he's walking a ton. You'd like to see the average come up, which I think will over time. And so that's what you'd like to see moving forward. Defense kind of is what it is. We know the kind of player he is at this point. He just doesn't have the same kind of range he had a few years ago. What you're asking for, and we talk to Perry Hill about this all the time, and Perry says, the keys for defenders is to make the plays in the box, which essentially make the plays in your area. And I think that's what you're asking for JP. Make the plays that you can make, knowing that he's not going to have the same kind of range that he used to have. But I think he can be a real key for this offense once it gets going, because he's going to be a guy towards the bottom of the order with Cole Young that can really flip it back to the top, that a guy could get on base a ton. He'll mix in some pop once in a while, but I think that's what you're asking for mostly out of him, is just consistently get on base.
Sticking with the conversation about defense, but getting back to Julio, you mentioned with some guys it just is what it is, but I don't think that's the case with Julio. I think he's so much better than he's been at moments, and so I saw some people saying, we're all talking about the hitting, but the defense is a problem, but I think he's such a freak of nature athlete that I don't expect that to remain an issue. What about you, though?
Yeah, I feel like when we're looking at the numbers, and he's minus right now, whether you look at OAA or defensive runs saved. I feel like when we get towards the end of the season that will even out. We'll see how it plays out, because it's not – I've looked into a little bit, and it's not one glaring thing. You're like, whoa, this is happening. It's just defense is funny, and defensive metrics are funny because they look at a lot of different things, jumps and range and throws and all these sorts of things. And it's just a little bit of everything for Julio right now. And for me, that's encouraging because it feels like, well, that can turn around and change. Because, I still feel like they're pretty strong up the middle with Cal behind home plate. Cole Young has been excellent defensively, and then Julio in center field. So they need him in center field, too. They need that range. They need the good jump. So they need him to be good in center field. And I think those numbers will get better as the season goes. We'll see.
It's a big moment to end the game yesterday. Munoz and Jordan. And you got the Altuve's at first base. And I'm just praying that disaster does not strike. And he doesn't really give him anything he can hit. How big was that moment for Munoz?
It was enormous. It was enormous because Alvarez is terrifying. We talked about it in pregame yesterday. We were talking about, the Mariners have had so many battles in this building. Both teams have been really good the last few years, and high intensity, lots of emotions in this building. We've seen fights. We've seen playoff games. We've seen everything, good and bad. And, it's the Ray pitch to Alvarez that just sticks in my mind from this building. I can't get past it. And he's been great this year. That's the problem. Like, he is the game changer for them. When you're facing the Astros right now, a team that's struggling, he is a guy that can beat you single-handedly. He can hit 2 home runs in a ball game and you lose. So he comes up in that situation, and naturally it's really scary. And I thought that was a really brave pitch by Munoz. He got him on a changeup. I am certain that Alvarez was looking slider, looking for his best pitch, and he got the changeup outside that he swung through. That was big time. And it was a really nice win for the Mariners, too, because as we've talked about, they're missing so much of their back end of the bullpen right now. And it took a lot of mixing and matching to get there. Some unlikely heroes stepping up to get the ball to Munoz. And I think it was big that he closed it out and finished it, because that was a really nice win for the Mariners, especially given, no Brash, no Spire, Ferrer out for the next few days. It's really tough to manage close games missing your A guys like that.
Let's hope they get 3 more on this road trip. He is Mariners broadcaster Gary Hill. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah, hopefully they'll never lose to the Astros again.
Yeah, knock on wood.
That's what we all hope. Yeah.
Especially not thanks to a Yordan home run. I'm sick of that. Thanks. The Mariners are tied for first in the league in kind of a cool category. Alex Mayer is going to tell us what we need to know next.
Nothing like facing the Astros just when you need to get right. Man, that's fun to say. Getting well against the Astros, beating the Astros. Mariners own the Astros. Good stuff.
Hey, no doubter. It's on its way. It is gone. Over the Crawford boxes, off the wall. Julio.
Today, it's Game 2 in Houston as the Mariners look to make it 2 straight. First pitch at 5:10, pregame at 4. Only on Seattle Sports.
Well, spring is all about getting ready for summer, isn't it? Hey, Brock Heward here, and working out in your own home, well, it is the best. We've been doing so for years, and you can allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. And right now, get spring special financing with 0% interest for 12 months, plus mention me and receive an $150 credit towards any purchase over $1,000. Spring is here, so go get into Top Fitness with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com for more info.
This baseball season, Home Comfort Alliance is changing the game. John Curley here. Get the price of a new heating and AC system in just 60 seconds on your phone with no pressure, no waiting. Just a few questions and you get a winning personalized price. That's a home run. And if your system is over 12 years old, it could be costing you up to 20% more or could soon fail. Score a personalized price for a new system in 60 seconds at homecomfortalliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
My first car sale was from Michigan. I get this lead. This guy had been looking for this very specific truck across the whole U.S., and he's concerned about rust. And I'm like, why don't we FaceTime? I will crawl beneath the truck. I literally was on my back beneath this vehicle, showing him all the welds that he wanted to see. He agreed, put down a deposit, held the truck, flew out that night from Michigan. I picked him up at the airport. He had his cashier's check. We went through everything, and that was my first car sale. So here's the catch. If you're willing to put a limit on what you're willing to do to be a good person, to help somebody out, or to help in the community, then that limit exists. So you don't. You just do what it takes to be the type of person you want to be and to help people like you hope that they would help you. And it doesn't matter. You just do what it takes.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Hey, Mike Salk here for all my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. And the show lineup is pretty sick. You like comedy? Chris Tucker, Friday, June 26th. And David Spade on Saturday, August 15th. For music, Hinder is going to be here Friday, July 3rd. And then little country music, Mitchell Tenpenny on Friday, July 10th. You can go to snocasino.com for all those details. Remember, it's Seattle's closest. It's Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
70 and sunny this week, so get out on the water with ARC, the 100% electric boat. They're doing demos on Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Book one and see what they're all about. I got to ride in the brand new ARC Sport, and it was unlike anything I've experienced. Think of a luxury EV on water, quiet, powerful, easy to operate, heated seats and seat backs, a large touchscreen display. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to Kirkland, they'll pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record. and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Back to the dugout on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Alex Mayer joins us right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Alex, how's it going?
I'm great, Stacy. Greetings from Dyken Park in Houston.
Is it beautiful out there? It's like sunny, but then will just be rainy, so you guys get some good weather.
Yeah, it's mid-80s outside, but when the roof is always closed, it barely matters. It's just always the same, like 68 degrees in here. So it's fine.
Bump's telling me it's
It's
not
fine in
raining.
Houston.
It's going to rain tomorrow. See, Alex gets a nice day tomorrow. We get rain.
Okay.
It makes sense. Alex, I wanted to start by asking you about an area where the Mariners are tied for first in MLB. It was surprising to me when I saw it, but tell us what we need to know.
Oh, yeah. So the Mariners have overturned 11 challenges. They've had 11 successful challenges this year, which are tied for most of the major leagues with the Milwaukee Brewers. And I think we have to shout out our guy here, Jake Kurek, who's in his first season as our replay coordinator. He took over for the esteemed Andy Bissell, who left Major League Baseball in the past offseason. But, yeah, Jake has been a video guy with us here since 2022 and stepped into this major role this season. And him and Dan Wilson and our Major League Field coordinator, Jake McKinley, who gets on the phone and relays the info between Jake Kurek and Dan Wilson, deserve a lot of credit.
We've seen over the years these young pitchers emerge and do their thing. I remember George Kirby getting his first start and his fans in the bleachers. I forget where they're at. And I remember Bryce in Oakland getting his start. And Hancock has put together a nice season. It's like a young pitcher is always emerging from this group. But it's easy to forget. What's something special about what Hancock is doing?
Yeah, no, I'm glad you said that, Bump, because I think if, I'll call it like 25 other teams or so. I think if 25 other teams had a guy like Emerson Hancock, former first-round pick, guy still in his mid-20s who has emerged the way he has this season, it would be the talk of the team. But to your point, we have so many great young pitchers still in their 20s at that it's easy to forget about how well he's done and how good of a start he's gotten off to. And if you want to dive into the numbers, Hancock has 50 strikeouts and 9 walks this season so far, and he's one of just 3 to reach that 50 strikeout mark with single-digit walks, and the other 2 are Jacob deGrom and Cam Schlittler on the Yankees, so really good company there.
Has he talked about, I know that Cal has with Shannon, but has Emerson talked about kind of what was different for him this year and what he changed?
Yeah, I think in a lot of Emerson's media sessions, he kind of just plays it off I'm just pitching and stuff. I didn't make an adjustment. I think it's a little bit of that baseball superstition, and I don't want to speculate too much, but it definitely seems like the arm slots moved a little bit. And then I think like a lot of guys in any sport, really, I think his confidence has just built more and more as the season's progressed. Emerson knows he's not going to go out and throw 7 scoreless innings every time out, but it just feels like he's got more of a presence out there on the mound, and I think the arm slots definitely helped a little bit too.
Hey, I compared what Kyle is going through with a golf swing and how everyone has a suggestion for you. Hey, try this. I'll try this. And at some point, you're just like, just let me figure this thing out. Who do you think Cal goes to when he's in a slump like this?
Ooh, that's a good one. First of all, with Cal, I think, I think it's important to note that his defense hasn't struggled whatsoever from this, elongated slump, really. But I think he's smart enough to know that it's not going to last forever. It's easy to say now, but he knows that he'll break out of it and get into his groove soon enough. I think I'm not exactly sure who he's talking to, but we have great resources at the Mariners. I mean, we literally have a Hall of Famer as our director of hitting, and Edgar Martinez. Kevin Seitzer, our hitting coach with a very good playing career himself. So I know Cal will lean on those guys, but ultimately I think, Cal will probably go back to what works for him the best and the success he's found in the past.
You deserve full credit because you were a couple days ahead of Cal breaking out and pointing out some stats that you were seeing a high fly ball rate. Are you still seeing those kinds of things emerging where you were getting a pretty good feel for him being about to break out?
Somewhat. I don't want to. I don't know if I feel comfortable like going into the total like mental aspect of a slump, but I definitely think a little bit of it has worn on him. I thought Reynolds, obviously, probably the next best switch hitter in Mariners history, right after Cal. Harold had a really nice segment on MLB Network that he thought it was timing. So with stuff like that, some of the underlying numbers are encouraging, but at the same time, the slump's gotten a little long, and I think it's probably wearing on Cal a little bit. It's just human nature. But like I said, he is just too good, too well prepared, too knowledgeable about pitchers throughout the league to have this last much longer. But I definitely think, the more it mounts up, it's just human nature to let it wear on you a little bit.
I want you to know that I am perfect when it comes to challenges overturned because I see the box when I watch the game at home. So
you're undefeated.
I'm undefeated. I've never lost one. But the Mariners are tied. They're tied with the lead with 11 challenges, and you got your replay guy Jay Couric helping this thing out. What's the talk around this whole thing? Like, does Dan just give everyone the green light and say go ahead and do it? Do some guys don't have the green light? Just talk me through the approach of this whole thing.
You know what? I think the only thing we've kind of passed down to the players, and when I say we, obviously I'm talking about Jerry Dipoto and Justin Hollander in our front office. They've been on the record in the media saying that they really prefer that Cal and Garv do it defensively. They don't want pitchers doing it. They have the utmost trust, as they should, in our catchers. So when we're on the mound, they like to see the catchers do it. And then batting-wise, I think just like all the other 29 teams, I think it's just like be smart. Like, if it's a low-leverage situation in the third inning, and unless the call is absolutely egregious, you probably want to hold off, right? Because you only have those two to lose in terms of the ABS challenges. I do think, you saw Rob Refsnyder practically win us a game on the last road trip, by challenging a pitch in the other batter's box and then proceeding to hit that go-ahead home run. So I think our front office does an excellent job of putting the trust in the players while also basically telling them to have some awareness in terms of game situation.
Have we had a pitcher challenge?
You know what? We had a George Kirby challenge early on, and I want to say we had a second one. I know I'm supposed to be the man with the numbers, but I'm pretty sure we've had two on the mound, but I can only distinctly remember the first Kirby one.
How'd we do?
With Kirby?
Yeah.
He won.
He won it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he won the first one, so that's good. And I got to say, guys, I know this is random, but I'm sitting here at Dyken Park, and it is Care Bears night here. And they've got this jumbo scoreboard with like 6 very colorful Care Bears, and they're just like floating around. I know that teams do different things to get fans in the seats, but holy cow. Wow.
Last one is about Bryce. I don't mean to look past today's game. Obviously, we hope for a Mariners win and important good pitching matchup here to talk about in terms of opportunities for Seattle's offense. But we haven't seen Bryce yet, and obviously we're excited to see him debut. I'm sure he's been behind the scenes. What has the organization said about him being set to start tomorrow?
Yeah, we're excited. I think it's totally appropriate to bring up. After Brian Wu tonight, we've got Miller making his season debut. I think it's pretty cool that it'll be in Houston, too. Few-hour drive from his hometown of New Braunfels, Texas, home of the Unicorns. That was his high school team.
Nice.
But really, really excited to see him getting going, and I think it's been well documented in the media that we will go very briefly to a 6-man, and Jerry told some of our media that it's likely that there will be some sort of piggybacking situation, But in the short term, I'm really looking forward to seeing Bryce pitch tomorrow.
Yeah, we're excited to see him too, and obviously excited to see Wu today. Spectacular start for him last time. He is Alex Mayer, kind enough to join us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Stacy. Thanks, Bump.
This was The Dugout. Thank you again to our guests, Shannon, Drayer, Gary Hill, and Alex Mayer. Wyman and Bob coming up next.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play!
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
When I'm catching up with friends or family, C-Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue, it's where we go. A welcoming atmosphere, and I get to see my good friend, Chef John Howie.
Hey, thanks, Brock. At C-Star, we're known for fresh local seafood, unmatched hospitality, and great value. Right now, enjoy a 3-course dinner in the lounge every night, starting at just $50.
$50. You cannot beat that value these days, and it's only with Chef John Howie at CStarRestaurant.com, CStarRestaurant.com.
Hey, Mike Salk here with Dr. Coogan from Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. And Doc, what do you say to people who are considering those GLP-1 injections for weight loss?
Before you start, ask yourself this. Are you prepared to spend $3,000 to $5,000 per year and stay on the medications long-term to maintain the results? Many prescription weight loss injections require weekly shots, and when the medication is stopped, weight gain is common. And most people don't realize research shows a significant portion of the weight lost can come from muscle, which may slow your metabolism and make keeping the weight off even harder.
From personal experience, I can tell you Eastside Weight Loss Clinic takes a different approach, a doctor-developed program helping people lose 20 to 30 pounds in just 60 days.
No injections, no synthetic hormones, no long-term dependence. Instead, we use real food to reset your metabolism, control hunger, and cravings naturally.
So come to their clinic in Kirkland or do the program from anywhere you live with easy remote options. If you want a safe, affordable alternative to weight loss injections,
go to EastsideWeightLossClinic.com to keep the weight off for good.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
Frank Lumber, the door store, has some exciting news. After 6 long years, our Marysville store will be reopening this Memorial Day, May 25th. Our regular hours will be Tuesday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. But on Monday, Memorial Day, May 25th, we will be celebrating our grand reopening from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stop by for a hot dog and pop and see the thousands of doors and discounted specials. Visit us this Memorial Day at Frank Lumber in Marysville on Cedar Avenue. We'll see you there.
Woodworker, check. Metalworker or material handler, check. Equipment Sales and Surplus in Auburn offers competitive pricing on leading brands like Jet, Powermatic, Wilton, Bailey, and others. Whether you're a hobbyist or a fabrication shop needing metal forming machines, they have hundreds of machines and accessories. The only dealer offering scratch and dent and discounted items. Check them out in Auburn. EquipmentSalesandSurplus.com. Your go-to for woodworking, metalworking, or material handling. That's EquipmentSalesandSurplus.com.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack and a $6 Biggie bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage,